once it shows up on the YouTube, that's when I like to begin, when it says it's live. Even though it happens like this few seconds prior, you get to hear my voice talking a bunch of gibberish. You're going to hear some conversation as my brother-in-law talks, and also have the TV going, but it should be fine. That's how it's always been. Got a little bit of background noise going. Alright, this is showing that we are live. So, this is Nuke Marine presenting the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy course series on Memrise. Currently, today is going to be, or at least for the next half month or so, is going to be the course number 3, which is the Remembering the Kanji Optimized, presenting the 555 kanji from Book 1 of 2001 Kanji the Odyssey in the RTK order. And I'm not going to be learning it, I'm going to actually just be presenting it as a lecture, sort of a lecture to complete out an intended video series of these first five or so courses. So I've already done videos on hiragana, katakana, and so also what I did videos already on the core vocabulary of part 2. So what I think of doing is now is, okay, let me finish off this kanji 1. And then I'm going to go back into my actual learning, and then after that I probably will do a Tai Kim and a Core 2K, 6K video here, and then one more Tai Kim, and call it a day. Well, and call that complete. So I'll be doing that while I'll be doing kanji on its own, just because I think it's really important as a video series. The grammar less so, and the vocabulary even less so than that. I'm kind of tempted not even do the vocabulary, because you're not going to get too much out of it except for me just looking over it and saying, okay, well, this is where it is, and you maybe at least get that beginning of, first maybe 2 or 3 hours showing example lessons. But that's in the vocabulary series, and that's like deep into the future. Maybe 2 or 3 months, depending on what my pace is. Example lesson. Alright, just was verifying my audio worked. We got 2 people watching in the stream currently, and been going up to, like, I think last time it went up to 5 people or so, so that's kind of good. Okay, so anyway, this is the video. If you're enjoying this video, please consider liking it. If you found that it's you're watching this often, then consider subscribing, because again, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos. Not only just teaching, but also most of them are going to be about me learning and reviewing my own material. And then yeah, consider sharing it. If you find that this has been helpful for you, then consider sharing it with others on various social media, and bring up interest to this course series that I've created on Memrise, using other people's material. Like I said, none of this is really my own. I'm just taking advantage of what works. What I found works for me, and hopefully and save you a lot of the headaches that I had along the, in the 2 or 3 years I was actively studying Japanese 10 years ago. Save you from a lot of those headaches, missteps and restarts that I had to go through, that I went through, or me and a group of other people went through online, trying to find like the most efficient way of learning Japanese. Alright, so like I said, we'll be starting on course number 3. Alright, what I'm going to do is, like, again, this is a stream, so what I'll do prior to starting a lesson, I'll repeat my little intro and make it sound a little official, even though I'm, keep screwing it up, which is fine. Okay, and also what I did make the announcements on the Shitsu Monday thread, which you can go here and ask any questions about any simple questions about the Japanese, learning the Japanese language. That you don't think really rates its own little posting on the main subreddit, and again, even though it says Monday and it has a date for Monday, it's actually for the entire week. I kind of wish they would I keep asking the mods, hey, make sure you put a date range there, because there's been a few people who've asked, oh, I'm sorry, is it too late to ask a question? It's like, no, it's for the whole week. And but again, they haven't done that yet. Maybe in the future they will, and they'll get better. More people will start asking questions in this instead of creating their own thread. Yeah, so I made an announcement on this one, made the announcement on Discord's general voice, although the conversation's already kind of hidden it, so I don't think anybody's going to notice it. It's not a sticky information, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, and I didn't bump these threads, I bumped them yesterday, so the ones on the Kuhi forum, so you go here, is really good if you're and want to discuss people who are actually fans of the Remembering the Kanji method. and also on the Memorize forums. If you go there and ask if you're fans of the Memorize series, which I hope you are. I find it a very useful program, although if you're Anki, it works just as well, especially if you're comfortable with working with the quirks, the more complicated aspects of Anki, getting it to your specifications. Alrighty, so I guess we can begin. And like I said, you're going to be hearing the TV, which is fine. You're going to be hearing my mother-in-law now and again. And then if my wife comes home from work, you might hear them talking in the background, just like what happened last night. And I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't think it'll be too noisy. And as long as you can hear me and whatnot, that's fine. I'm not making a professional video here, nor do I intend to, because if I did, I probably wouldn't finish it. It would just take too much time. Me doing this, the fact that I'm sitting down actually actively doing this video series from material I've already covered is kind of like a step backwards for me, because it's going to take 30 hours of time to finish this. But again, the end result is going to be something useful, and it might bring a lot more interest into this the entire idea of using Memorize and the methods which I'm hoping people use to become literate. Become literate in reading and fluent in listening. The other side of it, becoming literate in writing and fluent in speaking, that you're going to have a little bit more. Again, this course series, even though it's going to help you in that, you're going to have to use other methods in order to get much better at that. You have to hire a tutor to get better at speaking. Because again, you want someone who's going to viciously correct your speaking once you get to that level. Again, I think you need to get past these basic courses before you want to worry about that. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting time having yourself being corrected on very simple stuff that you'll probably be able to fix it yourself anyway, and make it more complicated where they can fix the nuances. Same thing with the writing. Start using Lang 8. Write something a little every day and submit it to Lang 8, and hopefully have a native or someone who's really good in Japanese correct what you write. Okay. With that said, let's 6 minutes into it. Now, these courses have been taking about an hour each I'm going to try to do 2 a day, and so I can get finished with all 37, and then I get back into the part 2, which is where I'm at, because again, I want to act. Technically, I've already studied these 8 to 10 years ago. I'm gonna restudy because I've forgotten a lot of it, and so this is something I'm getting out of it as well. In doing these, not only am I live streaming it, I am learning at the same time. So it's not, and I'm talking a little bit about stuff I learned in the past, which happens. I don't know why I'm just kind of rambling right now. So I need to actually get down and begin. So let's see, we're on lesson 15. Bring this up. Let me get my writing pad in position, and I think I need to angle myself. Okay, that should do it. If I don't angle myself, then the writing becomes kind of weird on the screen. And maybe I should invest into a large iPad or something like that. I'll look into that. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna do that. I should, but I'm not. Let's see. The time is now 8 minutes. So we'll say 8 minutes 30 seconds. 30 seconds, that's the 5th. And this should be lesson 15. Okay. And let me just do the introduction. So, hello, this is Nuke Marine presenting the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy course series on Memorize. This is the course number 3, Remembering the Kanji Optimized, presenting the 555 kanji from Book 1 of 2001.kanji.odyssey and presenting them in the RTK order. This is it's level 19 on the screen, but it's for lesson 15, which is going to start off with document. If you've been following the series, and if you enjoy this video, remember to like it. If you've been following the series, and maybe consider subscribing, because I'll be making these on a near daily basis. And finally, if you're finding it useful for you, consider sharing it on social media. And with that, we can begin. All right, so let's see. Make sure the pen is working. Okay, good. Pen is working. The pen. Okay. Let's see. What do we got? Make sure we have our stroke order is going to be number 601. Let's make Heisig is on. Okay, we'll be going to there. Our last word was endure and acknowledge. That was from yesterday. And it looks like we can begin. So let me make sure document preview. I have Akagami showing up in the live stream chat, and he's saying good evening. So good evening, Akagami. Okay, and we don't have to, it looks like it's already in the position it needs to be. Okay, and later on what I have to do is get these timestamps uploaded. Like I actually need, I've got like a lot of videos I need to go through and get timestamp links to them and put those and get those posted on the RTK forums. And then I can later on I'll share that on the subreddit. Alright, so this is document. Now remember, we are teaching kanji to keyword. So you see the idea is like you see the keyword, and from there you get this story, and from this story you get the radicals, from the radical or primitives, and from the primitives you can write the kanji. The idea is not, I'm going to be using or demonstrating how these kanji are used in Japanese words. The purpose of this is not to memorize those, nor the pronunciation of these kanji. It is, again, to teach it as if you're teaching learning kanji and English. And I keep saying that prior to each level. Sorry about that. It will be a broken record. You'll hear it about 36 more times if you're following this whole series. More so than that if you're following in part 2. Yeah, because another 37 right there. Alright, so this is the, and we can begin. So this is document. It looks like we have the cell phone. We have the cell phone, the samurai, and the heart. So cell phone, samurai, heart, and we'll find out the samurai and heart is a kanji in itself, which we'll cover when we get to there. This is called document. Now this means to document something, record the records of something. So maybe like you know, something in a file cabinet. So a document. So let's see words that use this. Shimen. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, fourth entry. Page of a magazine, shimen. We have nishi, and that's first entry, a journal or log. We have zashi. So we had already learned it's a journal, a magazine, or a periodical. So she. Alrighty, and a word and a story for it. Words loosely spoken can reveal good intentions, but the best way to ensure follow through is to document them. That sounds like a story I did. I think that's my own story. A lot of these are just copy paste from the main website, as I've mentioned. But sometimes I try to think like, is it a story I actually came up with? Okay, so here we had endure, we had acknowledge, now we have mourning, intention. All right, so first thing we want to cover is intention real quick, and then we'll go into document. So intention. Reason I'm going to mention that is because again, that's part of the story. So for intention, it's going to be samurai. So do the samurai. Remember. Second stroke, the bottom stroke is shorter than the top stroke, and so samurai and heart. So samurai's heart is full of good intentions. So samurai heart, and that's intentions. All right. Now what we want to do is document, which is words are great, or you know, if you ever words are wind. Words are great, but the best intention is those that are documented, so you can follow through on them. So think of document, think of words that are words with good intentions that have been written down. So do the cell phone. The cell phone. Then remember intentions. If you want to, you also do these parts. So the samurai's heart was good, but it was best. But maybe the greatest samurai of all. I think there's I forgot the guy's name. Like the Book of Five Rings. You know, when he actually spoke these words and they were written down, when they were documented. That's when. Let me. Okay, so we got words. Samurai. In his heart. Yeah, so of the samurai's, so intentions, the intentions of the samurai's heart. So the documents are words that show the intentions of the samurai's heart. Okay. Sounds like I usually prefer visuals, but I can't, so it could be a visual for samurai heart, if you got a samurai, that you like. Let's see, next one. Now we have is field and heart. Now remember before, field can also be referring to brains or pink in the brain. So it could be pink in the brain. So maybe Pinky's heart. So the brain's brain and Pinky's heart. Pinky's always, or the brain's always telling Pinky to think what we're going to do. What are we going to do today? Same as always. Try to take over the world. All right. So think. Let's see. So we have a mole for think. Shiso. thought, idea, ideology. Ishi. Let me make sure. God, wish that highlights and it covers up. Nope, nope. I'm not seeing it. Okay, yeah, it's the, looks like the fifth entry. Ishi, intention, purpose. Soshi, I'm not seeing it, so it's not there. Okay, but again, to think. Here's a story. The rational brain combines with the emotional heart to describe the key elements of the thinking process. The brain and the heart. Let's see what Heisig has to say on the matter. So this is 605. Let's look at the stroke order. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, so what I should do is look at the stroke order. So we do the, like for document, do the speaking, do the samurai, then do the heart. Now we're going to do think, which is do the field or brain, and like the four lobes of the brain, and then the heart. Okay, nothing complicated there. So let's see, we're going to go from intention, document, loyalty, shish kebab, afflicted. Ah, here we are. Think, to think, brains and heart. No story. So let's draw it. Brains and heart. So to think about something, you need to use your brain as well as your heart. So let's do the brains. Remember that third stroke is vertical, not horizontal. So you need the brains. Then we do the heart. 1, 2, boom, boom. Yep. Four valves of the heart. 2, 2, 2. 4 valves? No. Okay. Alright, so we got think, next kanji. Apply. So here we have his cave and a heart. So it's like if you have a heart attack in a cave, you want to go and apply CPR. So this is apply as in to apply for application of something, answer something. Yes, okay. Reply, there it is. Accept something. So it has a few meanings, or it's used in a few words with the various meanings. Some words that use it. Let's see. Oto, first entry, reply, answer, response. Okay, fair enough. Oyo, application, put to practical use. Okay. So apply application. And this one is ko. Okay. Hailing, hailing each other, acting in concert, agreement. All right. Here we go. And here we have is someone falls into a cave and gets a heart attack. You are the first one to arrive and apply first aid, after which you apply to medical school. I don't know if that's my story or not. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, let's look at the stroke order. Stroke order is going to be fairly simple. Do the cave, which is the chimney, the top of the cave, and then the heart. All right, that's apply. Apply first aid. Think of apply first aid for a heart attack, or apply CPR. Okay, so let's do the cave. So same thing. Let's do the. Actually, I go back. Let me see what Heisig has to say. So there's 605. Grace. Here we are. Apply. Since keyword here is appropriate. Something appropriate to fill a particular need. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go back one. Alright, so let's do the cave. Do 2 strokes right there to kind of remind you about that. Alright, do the cave. Let's do the heart. Alright, and that's apply. And you can probably make it a little bigger. That's all good. Next kanji. Okay, now we have is idea. So we have already got sound, and now we have heart. So an idea is sound of one's heart. Okay. Now this could be an idea, the mind, heart itself, maybe for feelings, taste, thoughts, desires, care, like. All right. So it has it's used in a lot of things, even in mourning. Let's see. Iken, an opinion, a view. Okay. Imi, meaning, significance. All right. Ketsi, decision, determination. All right, there we are. So here we have. When you get a good idea, you get excited, and you can hear the sound of your heart as it's pounding so hard with pounding so hard with excitement. So yeah, you can hear the sound of your heart when you get a good idea. Alrighty, let's look at the stroke order real quick, and we'll go to Heisig. All right, so we do stand or vase. So sound, so which is the stand on the sun, make a loud sound, and you have heart. So vase, sun, heart. Heisig. That's probably the next thing. Yeah, nothing new there. Let's go. Let's draw it. All right. So I have an idea, which is the sound. So to do sound, it means stand on the sun. So stand. sun, stand, sun, heart. And that's idea, and that's a very ugly idea, but that's idea. So stand. All right. All right. Idea. Next kanji. That's easy enough. Breathe. Breath. Breath. This is also used in sun. It's the of musiko, which is a Japanese word for sun. So it's using that word. But breath. Respiration. Sun or interest on money. So let's see. We have iki, which is breath, breathing. Wait a minute, I got a phone call. Give me. All right, sorry about that. We are back. Had a phone call from my wife. All right, so here we have is breath, breath, iki. Kyosoku, kyosoko, kyosoku. It's kyosoku, kyusoku, kyusoku. Rest, relief, relaxation. Alrighty, kyusoku. Shosoku. News, letter, circumstances. Okay. Shisoku. Second entry. Now that's saying sun. That sounds like a very okay. Normally you hear it musical, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so that's a very I haven't heard that before as sun. All right, so here we have the story. You breathe. Your breath brings oxygen in through your nose. So here's the thing for nose, and then it's pumped around your body by your heart. So that's easy enough. All right, so that's the story. Very simple. Let's look at the stroke order real quick. Almost a non-starter. So yeah, do nose or self, then do heart. Easy enough. Nothing wrong there. So we have, let's see, concept. Here we are, breath, nose and heart. Let's draw it. All right. So again, breathe through your nose. So do the nose. Breathe through the nose. Boom, boom, boom. Very ugly nose. Sorry. Maybe needs to get plastic surgery. Breathe through the nose. Get oxygen to your heart. There we go. And that's ugly, I'm sorry. But, yeah. That's, yeah. Maybe if I can. That's a little better. Yeah. Alright. And like I said, nobody's going to be grading you on your handwriting. Again, this is mainly about not learning how to perfectly write kanji. If you want to do that, you can take, there are calligraphy courses, or equivalent thereof, called, I think Shodo, and yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, now we have is busy. So we have the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz and passed away or perished. Busy. Now this could be occupied, restless, busy. Isogashi, which means busy. Isogashi. Bosatsu, 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 bosatsu. Work to death. That's, dang, wow. Okay. Tabo, busy, pressure of work. Hanbo, pressure of a business. Busy. Okay. Well, those are kind of negative. Alright, anyway, busy, occupied, restless. If you're too busy to visit the deceased, wear a heart locket, remind you. Okay, anyway, I like the, for me, it's the story of the Wizard of Oz. So there you have the Tin Man wearing the heart-shaped locket was so busy that, you remember, he got rained on and he rusted shut. It's almost like he perished. So he was so busy he didn't realize that he had actually perished or got frozen stiff in that case. You know, so he needed the oil later on to be able to move again. But yeah, so it looked like he had perished or passed away. All right, let's see stroke order real quick. So remember, the stroke order is for heart-shaped block is do the two, kind of like you're doing the number 8. Do the 2 little dashes, then the vertical line. Okay, some people probably do the vertical line first and then the 2 dashes, but no, 2 dashes, then the vertical line, then parish, top hat with the hook. Let's see, recess, favor, fear, beguile, emotion, melancholy, widow. Here we are, busy. State of mind, parish. No stories for him, so let's draw it. Alrighty. So again, when you think of busy, think of the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz being, and I'll do this in order because of the. Okay, there's the heart-shaped locket. Then we want to do the hat. Hat. There's the hook. All right, there we have busy, busy. Yusagashi, busy. It's an early word you'll learn. Next kanji. Now we have is accustomed. So again, we have we got the Tin Man again, and accustomed to it. So maybe he had a looks like piercing. So maybe he had the heart-shaped locket pierced to his body, so it would stay on him. So his heart would stay with him all the time, instead of accidentally losing it or something, or get it stolen. And as he got used to his heart, accustomed. So get used to, become experienced, accustomed. Let's see. Nareru is to again become used to something. Fair enough. Here we have is kanrei. Let's see. 4th entry. Custom, presidents of a convention, becomes a convention. Alright, we have kansei. I'm not seeing it there. I don't see it. Okay, so we won't use that one. And here we have a shukan. 1st entry, a custom, a habit, manners. And that's a shukan, that's probably what you'll get used to. Let's see. Having a heart-shaped locket pierced instead of worn in body is something difficult to get accustomed to. I picture a locket being worn like it. Okay, that was me. But yeah, I'm just thinking. Imagine the Tin Man hat, so it's pierced into his body. So with the line, this thing is mean pierced. So we'll cover that as well. All right, so let's go with stroke order real quick. Then we'll cover it with what Heisig. So this goes to 627. So do the strokes for heart-shaped block. Now this up here is the primitive for mother. So you do the stroke order is going to be specific. That the line 7 is done last. That horizontal line is done last. Then do seashells or clamshells. In this case, it's or SpongeBob. I use in this case I actually use, because it appears to think of like clamshell earrings that are pierced. When the mother wants to pierce the baby's ear, she used clamshell earrings to do it. All right, so let's see, 627. All right, so let's go through here. So we have busy, ecstasy, constancy, lament, enlightenment, dreadful, disconcerted, repent, hate. So here we have is a custom. We're going to show you pierced. I don't think we covered that. So let me just show you pierced first. Okay, so remember mother. So we have mother right here. Remember we do the 2 little strokes here. But we're going to squeeze it. So let's do, that's the 1st stroke. This is the 2nd stroke. Yeah, no, it looks kind of backwards. Alright, so don't draw it like, do the vertical. Vertical. Alright, so that's mother. Now we want to do as a mother who pierced her child's ear using clamshell earrings. Pierced. So what we're going to do is clamshell. Did I do that right? Let me make sure the proportions are... Yeah, okay, so it wouldn't be as wide. Alright, a little bit thinner, but that's alright. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, about the same size. And then finish it off. Alright, so that's pierced. So here we have is accustomed. So now you have is as the Tin Man got accustomed to his heart-shaped locket, he had it pierced. So we'll do maybe he had his mother pierce it through his body. Maybe he actually has it attached in with a clamshell as well if you want to keep the story. You can make the story even more... that's very ugly, but okay. But yeah, so that's accustomed. Become accustomed to something. Next kanji. Recollection. So again, you got the heart-shaped locket. This is where you can kind of see state of mind. That's why I called it state of mind. Is again, it has to deal with your mood on something. So here you have is the state of mind. So here's the recollection, where the Tin Man all of a sudden recollected the idea of his life prior to being a woodsman. Maybe he was, you know, an idea guy, because once he got the heart, he started coming up with great ideas. That was also the Scarecrow. That's right. He's the guy who got the brains. So got the brains of the bunch. All right. So here we have there. Let's see, Kyoku, memory, recollection. So recollection means to memorize, to remember something. Maybe remember something fondly. That'd be Natsukashi. But let's see, Suyoku, recollection, reminiscence. So remember, recollection, to think, to remember. So the original story I had was this: open the heart-shaped locket and look at it. In there is normally a picture of your loved one, and you recollect the idea of joining the person inside was a good idea. Okay, so yeah, that was in the heart-shaped locket was maybe a picture of, you know, the Tin Man, and there's a picture of the Tin Man and Dorothy. So as he recollects how he came to actually have his heart, you know. So again, Tin Man idea, or Tin Man sound and heart. Okay. Let's see. Stroke order real quick. So there we go. Do the Tin Man, stand, sun, heart. And then remember, that's idea. Idea. Sound of one's heart is idea, if you want to go it that way. Okay, let's see. Custom, pleasure, lazy, humility, remorse. Here we are. Recollection. There's no story for Isaac, so let's draw it. Okay, so again, recollection. So here we have the recollection. So there's the Tin Man, and he's recollecting. Maybe he hears the sound of his heart-shaped locket. So here's sound. So we'll do sound. Well, okay, I tell you what, we'll do this individually, which is what is sound but the stand, idea, Tin Man, stand, sun, sound, beating of one's own heart. He heard, you know, so he heard the sound. He looked at it. Tin Man recollected about the sound of his heart, and he looked at the heart-shaped locket in order to recall it. You know, the sound of his heart. To recollect the sound of his heart, if you want to. Next kanji. Good. Invariably, this is going to be a different stroke word. It looks like heart and slash. The stroke word is going to be really different. And for me, I don't know why, I just think of the character from Monsters Incorporated called Randall, which was kind of like the salamander-looking thing. Here was the stroke word, doing like so, then the drop, center, and then the other drop. We'll cover that in the drawing. And this is invariably, certainly, inevitable. Kanadazu, just without fail. Let's see. Hitsuzen, inevitable, necessary. Hishi, frantic, desperate. Inevitable, death. Ooh, sounds vicious. Let's see, inevitable or necessary. Hitsuyo. So this is actually pronounced hitsu. Hitsu. Necessary, needed, essential. Hitsuyo. Alright, let's look at the stroke order real quick, and then we'll go to what Isaac goes over. Alright, so remember, look at the very first stroke is actually in the middle. So it's not this stroke here, which is the first one for heart. So it is different from heart. Do it like you do with the katakana for so. So, boom, boom. Downward stroke and then curve. Then finish off with the remainder of heart. We'll show that when we draw it. Here's Isaac, so let's see. Let's go find it. So we have recollection, pining, annexed. Here we are, invariably. And even he mentions, note the stroke order. In this case, dividing the heart in half, invariably. So, invariably, I guess he was like saying, it's a pictograph. I guess you could say, yeah, you know, invariably the heart's going to be divided against itself, which is, if you think of invariably about, you know, fiction. You know, the best type of fiction is, you know, man against himself, or the heart divided against itself, is a really good storyline. So, invariably. Let's draw it. Okay, so remember I was saying, like here's so, the katakana for so. So you're going to kind of do it like that. So let's do the first stroke. There's that. Then what we want to do is complete it with heart. Then those will be the next three strokes. So do that. Then invariably. And you can be a little bit more right there. So that's invariably. And the way I think of it is ooze. Is for, if you see it in other kanji, and in that case, when I see it as a primitive, I'm going to think Randall. So, because the way he kind of oozes with you know, like, oh, he's not a very likable character in the movie. So Ooze, Randall from Monsters Inc. Or if you want to, Ooze itself, like the Blob. Ooh, there you go, the Blob. Nah, I was thinking the Blob from X-Men. Or there's also the Blob, the monster movie. Nah. Okay, we can go. Okay, so that's invariably. Next up, hand. So it looks like the stroke order is going to be about the directions of the strokes. It's going to be like no, be the drop, and then 2, 3, and then the curve of the hand. It's going to look like the little curve like with child. So anyway, this is hand. Not as simple as that. You might hear ashinote, so referring to the foot as well. You know, the hand of the foot. But te, hand, arm, forepaw, foreleg. Let's see, does it mention anything else? Yeah, it's kind of used in a lot of. It's got a lot of meanings. It's like I think it's the upper hand, like jozu. It's used in that as well. And heta means not good at something. Anyway, stop that. Shuan, ability. Shuan. Shua is sign language. Interesting. Kyoshu. So this is shu, I guess. Kyoshu. Second entry. Raising one's hand. So a salute. Okay. Kyoshu. And senshu. A player in a sports game, a team member. Alright, hand. So this picture graph really works if you look at it as the fingers spread, the middle finger pointing. I don't get it, but okay. Maybe it's like, you know, you got 3 fingers spread out, and you got on your right hand, there's the 3 strokes. Those are like 3 fingers on your right hand, and you're covering those 3 fingers with your index finger from your left hand. And maybe it could be like that. Let's, however you want to do it, but 3 strokes and then the little, you know, if you want to, that could be the 3 fingers, and that's the wrist. You know, if you want to, however you want to picture it. Let's go with the stroke orders real quick. Let's see, 637. Now remember here, the stroke begins with up at the top, so it's a drop, then 2, finally the little curve like from child, or in fact this kind of looks like you know, when you draw a pig or something. There's the second stroke and third stroke of pig. It's also like you know, this is a stroke from child as well, or complete. Okay, so we drop 2, then that little curved hook, or maybe I should give it a term, like it looks like a cape hook. I can go with that. Let's see what Heisig has to say on the matter. 637. So let's see. Invariably, there's ooze. I guess that's when it was used as a. There we go. It's just the. All right, well, and then we'll cover finger. I think this becomes finger, but also the primitive. I'll describe it later, but we'll get into that. So look at the stroke drop. Boom, boom. He doesn't actually demonstrate it here that this is drop starts here, but it's all right. So drop to curve. Let's draw it. All right. So remember, start up here. You're doing a drop. You're going to do the 2. In fact, I'll do it individually. Drop 1, 2. Make it okay. So drop 2. Then we're going to do that curve here. Boom, and that's hand. I don't recall seeing this in other kanji in this form. What you're going to have is this primitive. Now, as a radical, this is called I think it's done like that. I'm probably misremembering. Let's see. In fact, let me cheat. Yeah, right here. So it's 1, 2. Yeah, it is. Okay, 1, 2, and upward stroke for the third one. There we are. So Heisig's going to cover that as well. But yeah, so it's 1, down, and upward stroke. He's going to call it finger. Technically, this is the radical for hand. But we're going to think of finger or ET. All right, and this right here, when we think of hand, we're doing this right here. Next kanji. Okay. Righteousness. So here we're bringing in finger and mixed in with fiesta. A finger fiesta. Okay, there's something sexual sounding with that, but it's okay. Okay, so we got sheep and we've got ego, which is a hand fiesta. Maybe clapping or something, or what is a little sombrero dance, but people are clapping. I know flamenco does that. Flamenco does that, but yeah, there may be a term for that. So this is righteousness, justice, morality, honor, loyalty. Okay, some words that Japanese words that use this. So here we have is giri, duty, a sense of duty, honor, decency. Okay, that's right. Igi, meaning, significance. It's also, yeah, meaning or significance. There's a, looks like it's in that third one. Igi, different meaning, a different opinion, depending on which kanji you use. Meaning or significance. Seigi, justice, right, righteousness. All right, cool. Seigi. Follow the righteousness like sheep follow the shepherd. Let go of your ego. Follow the path of the righteousness like a sheep following the shepherd. Let go of your ego. Okay. Well, I guess we can go with that. Now the stroke order, this looks complicated. It's not too much. But again, we already know sheep, so we got the horns. There's the, so horns, 3, and then the body of sheep without the tail. So it's a tailless sheep. And then we're going to do it. If you see the stroke order, you'll see it kind of like we're doing the finger radical or finger primitive, and mixing in with the one for fiesta. So finger fiesta, yeah. So sheep's righteousness, sheep, finger fiesta. Let's see what Isaac has to say on the matter, because fiesta, right, finger fiesta, we think of as being ego. All right, so here we have. Let's see, watch over, shave. All right, so here we have hand fiesta. He doesn't give us story for it, so we just think hand fiesta. We'll just keep it up, or finger fiesta. No, okay, it is saying hand fiesta. All right, we'll keep with that. Hand fiesta. Ego. Yeah, so you got to let go of your ego and learn how to clap properly. So yeah, I guess that could be ego, because yeah, you find that actually there's really complicated ways of clapping to make sure you have a consistent sound, not just a consistent beat, but also consistent sound in how you clap, and how your hand meets your, how your fingers meet your hand in the clap can change, you know, whether you cup your hand or you use a flat hand or using your fingers or finger on finger, you know, who knows. But ego, you gotta let your ego go and learn how to clap properly. So let's do ego first. So we'll do hand, we'll do the stroke by stroke. So do the downward stroke, then we're doing the first stroke of fiesta. Finish up, there's the kind of like a, almost like a finger, and then upward stroke. 1, 2, I think that's it. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. I feel like I'm screwing it up. Let's see. So 10, 7, 8, yeah, downward stroke, then upward stroke. So kind of like with, yeah. Okay, so we already get to that, upwards 10. Make sure I get this long enough. And let's finish off the upward stroke. And then finally, one last thing. And this is ego. This is ego. Alright, so that's ego. So hand fiesta, or think of clapping. Yeah, think of clapping music. Okay, now what we're going to do is righteousness. So now we want righteousness. Think of the righteousness of the sheep, which is horns 3. Horns 3, body is sheep. Then we want to do, we're going to do the first thing of, we're not going to do the stroke, so let's do finger, so horns 3, sheep. We already did the hand. Then we're going to finish off the fiesta. Alright, and that's righteousness. Righteousness. It's very ugly, so you can practice that if you want to get the proportions looking better. But yeah, righteousness, righteousness. Follow righteousness, the sheep's ego. Have the righteousness means you need to have the ego of a sheep. You know, being willing to follow the path of someone who's guiding you. Okay. Deliberation. So this is deliberation, consultation, discussion, debate, consideration. So this is like the words, and then we have righteousness, words of righteousness. We'll worry about the story real quick. Some words that use it. Giron, an argument, a discussion, a dispute. Okay. Kaigi, meeting, conference. So I'll tell you what, let me do an edit. So this should be open link in new tab. Not wrong. So this is reason is there's deliberation, and then there's let's see, not something else. And let's see, giron. Okay. Yep, that's on TV. Not there. All right. And we'll do that once the other one, because the other one's going to be coming up soon. Okay. So, giron, kaigi, a meeting, a conference, a session. Igi. I'm not seeing. Fourth entry. Objection, dissent, protest. Okay. All right. Warning. This means a formal consultation or discussion, as in gikai. Gikai. Yeah, gikai. The Japanese Congress, or deliberations of words. If you don't speak in righteous words, they'll kick you out of the discussion. Okay. Formal consultation. So your words must be righteous. They can't just be plain blathering. Okay, that makes sense. So righteous words, or the deliberation about deliberating about the sheep's ego, whether you should shear them or kill them for food. You know, there's a lot of deliberation on that. And maybe the sheep's ego plays into that. If you want to use, stories for the whole thing. Stroke order should be fairly. All right, so there it is. Now this is starting to look a little compressed, and so this looks complicated, but you're just thinking of three things: cell phone, or microphone, or whatever, sheep, and ego. Okay, so microphone, sheep, ego, deliberation. Deliberation step. Okay, you go up to the microphone to discuss the sheep's ego and deliberate whether you want to cook them or just shear them for the clothing, for wool. Let's see, Isaac, what does he have on this? So here we have ego, righteousness, deliberation, no stories. It's kind of interesting. And if you look at it, this is 20 strokes. That's interesting. So yeah, let's see. So do the microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the microphone. Do the sheep. 1, 2 horns. 1, 2, 3, and then the body of the sheep. So do the microphone. Do the sheep, where you're deliberating about what happens to the sheep at the microphone, and let the ego. You want to be righteousness, so we're going to do that one. We're going to do that in ego. We're going to do it in 2 parts. Okay, so there's the sheep. 1, 2, 3. Body. Do the hand. Fiesta, or ego. 2, 3. All right, there we have it. That was like 20 strokes. But again, you're not thinking 20 strokes. You're thinking 3 things: microphone, sheep, and hand fiesta. Ego. Alrighty. Next kanji. Okay, this looks simple. Strike. Now this is strike as in to hit, knock, pound on something. Yeah. Let me do an edit on this real quick. This is strike. Not a tari. Tari. Okay. Reason is there's a not that. Okay. There we are. Reason is there's that strike, and that I think that's hit. So strike. So this is the hit, knock, pound on something. It also says it a dozen. That's interesting. So utsu is to hit something. Daigeki, a blow, a shock, a strike. Daba, daha, break down, defeat, abolish. Randa, hitting, battering. Okay, interesting. Strike, hit, knock down. Okay, martial artists can strike with their fingers as if you're getting struck with a nail. So you get this is the primitive for finger, or ET. And then you have is nail. Let's look at the stroke order real quick. Now I already showed you this before, but here it is, finger. So let's do it again. So this is the radical for hand. So you hear Japanese call it hand. Same as like this is called grass. And if you're asking someone who studied Japanese in non-Heisig method, they'll call this grass. This is, when you see it's going to be called hand. But we're going to think of it as finger, or it might think of the ET, which is the extraterrestrial, because of he does a little glowing finger, and whatnot. So I can visualize him in a story. So here's the stroke order for finger. as radical. Do the downward stroke with the little hook if you want. And then a slightly upward tick of the third stroke. And that's finger, or ET. Now we're going to do a strike. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Then the nail. Let's see what Isaac has to say on the matter. That was 53. So let's see, fingers, rub, embrace, board, extract, confront, criticism, beckon. Oh, here's clap. Clear the land, clap. Okay, here we are. It's strike and no story. So let's do it ourselves. So you can say the fingers of a martial artist strike as if they're nails. So strike. So do the we'll do this in part again. So do the finger radical, or maybe the martial artist. Imagine E.T. in a gi with a black belt, and he it's kind of a visual funny, like he's striking with his fingers, and it's like actually punching through the FBI agents that are after him. Actually, what federal agency was that? All right. So anyway, fingers, nails, strike. Next kanji. Here we have is the actual full kanji for finger. And we're going to learn this thing here. The spoon and sun is something like tasty. I'll have to think about that. Okay, and the full kanji for finger here we have is a finger pointing to a delicious treat at the bakery counter you want to eat. Okay, to finger, point to, indicate somewhere, like point at something. Put into, play chess, and measure ruler. So here we have sasu, which is to point at something. Yubi, a finger, a toe, or a digit. Let's see. Looks like it's a shi. So shiji, indication, instruction, designation. Shido, leadership, guidance, coaching. Okay. Kushi, leading, foremost, preeminent. Okay, interesting. Whatnot. Again, don't memorize the vocabulary words. It's there for kind of help with the. All right, so let's look at the stroke order. Let's got one more after this. So do the stroke order for finger. Now we're going to do. Remember, that fourth stroke is a downward stroke, almost like a drop, and then the club foot. So that's spoon, and then this is sun. So maybe something that means tasty. So we'll cover that as well if we haven't already. Okay, so let's see what Isaac has to say. 659. Let's see, we got arrest, discard, kidnap, pinch, challenge, finger, which is finger and delicious. Let's teach delicious first, and then we'll do finger. Alright, so delicious is, let's do a spoon, which is for the katakana. So spoon. And then right here you have a sun. Now you can do sun, imagine like, if you remember Raisin Bran, so it's like a spoon, and the sun had 2 scoops, so maybe 2 spoons of Raisin Bran was like really delicious. I don't think Raisin Bran tasted that great, so maybe it was a better cereal than Raisin Bran. Maybe it was like Sunny D flavored, orange flavored cereal or something tasty or sweet. But yeah, so spoon and so think of a sun holding a golden spoon and having something tasty to eat. So that's tasty. Now what we want to do is finger. So you want to use your finger. Yeah. Okay. Want something tasty. Use your finger instead of when it's really tasty. Use a finger. When something's delicious, use a finger instead of a spoon. Maybe use a finger instead of a spoon when you want to eat something tasty. Finger. Okay. So finger, spoon, sun. And that's the full kanji for. That's the full kanji for finger. And think about delicious. Here's something. Now here's a very complicated. This is supposedly a very rare kanji, but imagine if you take fish, which we already learned, and then you do delicious or beside it. Now this is fish, and delicious is sushi. So this is the actual kanji for sushi, but they don't use that kanji. Instead they use what's called adiji, which is used to other kanji for the pronunciation of sushi. So that's the reason, and it's I think it's let me make sure. So it's something like they use this something like that. I think I drew that right. But yeah, they do that, and then what was the other one thing? It was yeah, something like this. I think this is the Japanese for sushi. Sushi. and whatnot. But this is the actual kanji for sushi. I'm just showing you that as a bonus thing. You don't need to memorize or anything. Just thought it was kind of interesting. This looks probably simpler, and it gets the point across it. That's sushi, because it's, you know, fish that's tasty. Tasty fish, sushi. Okay, anyway. Next kanji, or last kanji for the lesson. Let's see. Hold. So here we have is finger and temple. Yeah, and this is, I think this is my story. Buddhist temple, you can see a wonder saying such as priest that can hold himself upside down with just a finger. Yeah. And I think, which is kind of interesting. Hold. Finger and temple. Hold. Motsu, to hold something. Moteru, able to hold something. Jisan. Let's see. Bringing, taking, carrying. Okay. Is that jizoku? Jizoku. Continuation. Shiji. Indication, instruction, designation. No, I'm sorry, ignore that. That's not, that's okay, it's not that. I am not seeing it. Okay, yes, the second entry. Shiji, support, maintenance. The first one is for finger, sorry. So Shiji, support and maintenance. Alright, Buddhist temple. You'll see wonders thing. Okay, so let's see what Heisig has, or let's see the stroke order real quick, and then we'll see what Heisig has to say on the matter. So this is the last one. So we do finger, we got dirt, and we got the glue gun. Temple. So finger and a temple. Hold yourself upside down. A monk held himself, or maybe a priest held himself upside down at the temple to demonstrate whatever. Okay. Hold. Okay, let's see what Heisig has to say on the matter. Nothing. So let's do it. So maybe it's E.T. at a temple, holding himself upside down. Sure, we can do that as well if we want to. I just imagine finger, so let's do finger. Alright, hold something. So, you know, finger is definitely hold. In this case, you're at a temple, holding. So maybe, let's see, if we want to use the E.T. symbolism, so yeah, E.T. at a temple, and he's holding something in his finger, maybe a offering to the temple, you know, maybe his spaceship. Maybe to find out that the temple is a spaceship for E.T. Who knows? But there we got dirt and glue gun. So yeah, finger, temple, or finger, dirt, glue gun. Alright. There we go. And that should be the last one for this lesson. Let's see. That is the last one for this lesson. So let's go next one. So that's 47 minutes. So yeah, it's a 50-minute lesson, which is odd. I thought this went rather fast. I thought this went pretty fast. But there we go. I was also jibber-jabbering a bit, talking about sushi. And I had the phone call. Alrighty. Alright, so that's 15. That's lesson 15. We got another, I want to say, is it 22? Yeah, 22 to go. Oh boy, so we were about close to 15 hours into this thing, if you've been following along. So yeah, that's the lesson. We'll be going in, I'll be taking a quick break, going into the next lesson, and again, probably going to take about another hour or so. Let's see more. And then what I'll do after that, I'll spend the remaining time of a 3-hour stream and finishing up some more of my reviews. Plus, I need to turn on the light. It's getting dark in here. Then I also have to take down the winter tree or something, or just the decorations on it and whatnot. So, all right, so let's see. That's done. Let's go to levels. Let's get prepped for the next lesson anyway. So go to the next one, lesson 16. Right there. And let's see, that's tell you what, we'll keep it there. What is that supposed to be? Yeah, propose. Alright, good. Let's bring up the... Alright, so that's what we'll be looking at. Here we'll watch video. I'm going to take a quick break. I might even make some coffee. Oh, I am feeling tired. Huh. There we are. Anzawa Naoki. Good story. I need to watch that one. Playlist. There we are. Continue.
兄ちゃんのおかげで一日早く終わったよ。でもよくそんなに頑張れるな。大切な彼女のためですから。
Okay, there we are. Alright, so I'll be back in about 4 minutes or so. I'm going to mute the microphone because I got other people in the house, so I don't want them rambling. Think that they might start talking loud. Alright, and be back.
伊沢。
はい、すいません。あんた最近たるんでんじゃないの？
伊沢、ちょっと。
はい、失礼します。
これ何なんですか？こんなことされてもシュークリームは作りませんから。
金必要なんだろ？返すのはいつでもいいからさ。
でも
室長、トートの店舗イメージチェックしてもらえますか？
分かった。
ちょっとこれ
これでいいよ。じゃあ頼むわ。
室長、トート百貨店の企画出せますかね？
無理だろ、やる気ないもん。
どうだトートの企画。
もう全然ダメなんだよね。
ダメか。
親父さ、
ん？
じいちゃんのシュークリームの味って覚えてる？
当たり前じゃないか。それがどうかしたのか。
それがさ、俺食べたんだよ、つい最近。
食べた？
俺の部下が作ったやつなんだけどね、それがじいちゃんのシュークリームの味にすっげえ似てるんだよ。俺なんか懐かしくなっちゃってさ。
あさってだからな、企画の提出。
分かってるよ。
これお返しします。
そう？
明日でもいいですか？シュークリーム今日は時間ないですけど明日なら。
分かった。じゃあ明日の15時会社のキッチンで。
はい。
不行就不干了，告诉你。不干不行啊，每个人都这样。为什么不行？当然不行啊，没干不干就不行啊。我现在就走。这是日本呐，就是不行啊。日本怎么了？はい、ここさん。リサワさん、頑張ってくれたから2000円おまけ。
ありがとうございます。ダメだ。全然足らない。
There we are.
これしかないかな。
Alrighty.
大丈夫です。任せてください。
Alright, let's pause this. And again, if you're not familiar, what I've been doing is this is again a video I play because again when I'm actively studying Japanese dramas, currently it's going to be Zettai Koreshi. When I get to intermediates, that'll be moving into hopefully Nodami Kentabide and Ryusuri no Kizuna. I might have to change Nodami Kentabide for a little bit later because there may be some issues with the subtitles. I'll find out when I get to it. If I can make it, as long as I can make the decks, and that's the most important part. In fact, let me go turn on the lights. It's getting a little dark in here. The doors are open, so it's a little nippy, but that's fine. Okay. There we are. Alright, lights are on. I can see. And get my earphones working. Earphone in the right ear. Okay, yeah, I'm sure people watch this stream, they're getting bored with this drama, but I'm okay with it. The best idea is like if you did watch the two video. Oh, I didn't do the first video. If you did, but you know, if you watch that video and then you kind of understand this drama fairly well, you at least know the story. Hopefully, you learn some new words as well if you followed along. And that's the idea. It's like we really like this. This is really what it all boils down to. Is this whole course thing is start using real Japanese. Like if you just did the basic, did course 1 to course 12, And and just from there on out, just use dramas to learn. You can become pretty damn good in Japanese. Because again, you do have to understand, as long as you're figuring out like what this drama is saying. Using dictionary programs, using subtitles, whatever, researching on or looking up stuff online. You can become damn good. It's kind of like with people you hear about getting good in Spanish, because one guy, he just every morning he'd sit down and read the news, read the Spanish newspaper, and he got good at Spanish that way. You can't do that with Japanese. It takes a little bit more work because again, you have to learn how the text is written. You do have to learn some basics of vocabulary and whatnot. And then you have to look up, because if you don't know a word, you can't. You don't want to guess at it. It's best if you find out immediately what it means. Early on, you start using Japanese and English dictionaries. Hopefully, in the future, you then go straight to a Japanese dictionary, something with simple definitions. Kind of like a children's dictionary could be good with that. But even a children's dictionary in Japanese, a Japanese children's dictionary, is complicated for someone who is studying Japanese. Yeah, but hopefully, again, you get to that point where you want something with simple definitions, and then later on you use like more complicated ones. This is as you get more and more advanced. You start, you're able to actually use more native resources to improve yourself. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Let's see, we got. Yep. Okay, that's all good. Let's see, what is it says. This is going to be lesson 16. It's 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds. This is the 5th of January. Oh boy. Part of me feeling like I should put this on hold and go back into learning. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean, because I do feel like I really do want to keep my progress of learning Japanese going forward. And I'm already screwing up on my time here, so let's just say it's at 7 minutes. All right, 1 hour 7 minutes 0 seconds. Oh boy, that's ugly. Okay, 1 hour 7 minutes. All right, so let's begin. And welcome back. This is Nuke Marine presenting the Suggested Guide for Japanese Literacy Memorized Course Series. Currently we're on course number 3, which is Remembering the Kanji Optimized, presenting the 555 kanji from the 2001 Kanji Odyssey book. First book of 2001 Kanji Odyssey book series, and presenting those in RTK order. And currently we are on lesson 16. So we're definitely let's see, 225. So we're up to, should have already got like over 200 kanji under our belt. So we're approaching the halfway point, and I think tomorrow we'll be hitting the halfway point. Okay, and let's see, Akagami Nuke. I'm wondering, is it just me, or is that your daily progress gone by at a lightning speed? You seem to be able to easily recall all your past reviews. All right, again, that's it was like saying, as when people see me review stuff. Again, this is stuff I learned like, for 2 years or like 10 years ago. I was learning over a 2-year period, 2 to 3 year period. So this is stuff I had learned. That's the reason why it goes fast. Because plus, I can read Japanese at a low level, but I can read it. And so a lot of the stuff I hadn't forgotten. Some stuff I have. So this is all basic stuff. That's why it's really good that you learn basics in this. Even if you stop at this point, it's really good. But yeah, this is definitely, it's still technically below my level. Once I finish this course series, this basic course series, and move into the intermediate, that's when I'm actually pushing past the level I used to be at 8 years ago. Because again, for 6 years I wasn't studying Japanese, so my level got worse and worse and worse, and whatnot. And so yeah, that's the kind of reason why I want to do this memorize thing. It's like push to where I was before, get that back to that, get that level back, and then go beyond that. That's been my intentions. Okay, so enough about me. Let's go into the course. So again, this is lesson 16. Let's see. We're going to start with proposed shouldering. If you like this, now by the way, so this is lesson 16. By the way, just as a reminder, if you enjoy this video, remember to like the video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, especially been coming back to here, since this is probably the 16th time you've watched this video series, or maybe more if you start with the Hiragana Katakana videos. And again, if you find these have been useful, consider sharing it on social media. there we go. Alright, that's all out of the way. Let's begin. Let's go with preview. So we're going to make sure propose and shouldering are the first things. Let's see what's up. Okay, good. It is in order. And as always, what we're doing, we are teaching from keyword to kanji. So keyword is, again, the even though I am going to go over Japanese words in each of these, the purpose of this is not to memorize the words. I'm just using that as just kind of like an example, kind of demonstrate the various meanings or the taste or flavor that these kanjis have when used in Japanese. Okay, so let's begin. So here we have propose. So here we have his finger, and what we learned earlier was just so. I think it was under topic. We learned this was a just so. Sun and mend. Spend all day mending your socks just so you have something to wear, things. In this case, finger. So the propose. To take along, to carry in hand. So let's see, like sageru. I know that word. It feels like it's to offer something. Let's see. So let's see. Teikyo. Offer, tender, program sponsoring. Okay. You'll hear that in usually the introduction of all the various videos on Japanese television. Teian, a proposal, proposition, a suggestion. And we already learned on, which is plan, so now it's propose a plan. Teian. Zente, let's see, preamble, premise, the reasons. Okay, good. Now here's my story. It's like when a man proposes to a lady, he takes her finger and places the ring on it, just so, and the moment sweeps her away. Just so, or just so they can officially become engaged. So propose. So in this case, propose, it's not proposing of marriage, it's propose an idea. So maybe hold your finger up an idea, point to the sun and say, hey, I propose an idea. We fix the sun by some stupid sci-fi show, maybe starting to restart the core of the sun. And it's kind of like restarting the core of the earth, some idiotic crap like that. But yeah, so propose. Let's look what Isaac, or stroke order. So we do the finger, we do the sun, then we do, which is called mend, which is correct. And there's the person radical. Alright, nothing unusual there. Let's see what we got. So we got hold, fasten, brandish, conjecture, hoist. Here we are, propose. Fingers, just so. Nothing new there. Let's draw it. Alright, Control Delete. Okay. So propose an idea, or in this case propose, but also not just propose an idea, but propose. I propose an idea to propose to a woman. How's that one? So take her finger. So take her finger and place the ring on it, just so. Now, just so means sun. Remember, you spend all day, so think of sun, think of day, and then mending it. Spend all day mending something, just to wear it, so you can wear it, like spend all day mending your socks, but spend all day. So this is called just so. So what we want to do is, we'll do that in two parts. There's the sun, there's that, and then finish it off later on. Alright, that's just so. So propose. Usually got a little hook there. Alright, propose. Next kanji. Okay, next. Alright, now Akagami's saying, while me on the other hand, I'm really struggling in my daily reviews. Alright, and it gets easier, Akagami. Part of the thing that gets easier is that you start reading. And so these kanji, you start running them all the time, so you start thinking about them. And this part down here help it when the keyword goes away, because you stop thinking about the keyword. Now you're just thinking about these actual words. It comes with time. If you stick with it, you already see it. It's easy for me. It just makes your Japanese easier once you get to that point. Yeah, the 555, really difficult, but stick with it. Trust me, it pays off big time. In big time. Alright, so this is shouldering. Carry, raise, to bear something. Alright, so here we have is what they're calling night break. Instead of day break, we call it night break. But, I think of the story of Atlas. Yeah, there it is, Atlas. So let's see. Ninao. Okay, that's way. Katsugu. So let's see. Tanto. In charge, an area of responsibility. Person in charge. Not necessarily supervision of a staff, okay? So like a division. Let's see. Tanka. Stretcher, litter. Okay. To bear something, I guess that means. So shouldering or bearing responsibility. Futan. Burden, charge, responsibility. Okay? Shouldering, carry, raise. Alright, so we have finger, sun, and then what's called floor of the sun, or in this case, night break. So let's see. At night break, the fingers of Atlas picked up the world and placed it on his weary shoulders. Okay, so yeah, so shouldering. So I was thinking of there's the fingers of Atlas holding up the, you know, the sun and maybe the earth itself, the sun and the earth. He held up the universe. Let's look at the stroke order. Fairly simple. Do fingers, there's sun, there's one, yeah, or floor or carpet, depending on how you want to look at it. In this case, sun rising above is night break. Well, let's see what Heisig has to say with it. 68 damage. Pick up. Here we are, shouldering. Now this was shouldering a burden of some sort. Finger and night break. And if you didn't know already, we already had night break here, which is sun. I think we had it in a different kanji, but I can't recall. But yeah, sun in there, that's night break. This thing about like day break, but this, so it's not saying mixing up with day, so it's same, it's similar to day break, night break. All right, so burden, shouldering a burden. Fingers of Atlas, so think of fingers of Atlas, shouldering the responsibility of holding up the universe. And you think of the universe, you can think of the sun. Think of the sun itself rising, maybe going down at night break, going down into nightfall, and yeah, and the you see the universe itself. So there are the stars in the sky. So that's night break. Yeah. So fingers, night break, or fingers, sun, floor is burden all day till the sun goes down. I'm shouldering responsibility all day. My fingers are holding the responsibility of working all day till the sun goes down. Sure. Next kanji. Touch. Fairly simple. Now, this is, yeah, setsu. Touch, contact, join, piece together. All right. Yeah. Okay. Sugu. It's different than sawaru, I believe. I think it's different than sawaru. But okay. So setsu. So let's say shoku, touch, contact. All right, let's do that. Let me do an edit real quick. Open link a new thing. Shoku. Okay, so we're going to do this, touch, and not something. I'm going to do shoku. Shoku. Not that. We're going to, there. Contact. There's also alrighty. Okay. Shoku. Setai. First century. Reception. Welcome. Serving food. Okay. Chokusetsu. Direct, immediate, personal, first hand. Alright. And Sesshoku, touch, contact. Alright, so there we go. So here we have his finger, vase, and woman. So it's going to be really like, you know, think of what. Yeah, in fact, here's a little story. In a modeling school contest, if the vase is being balanced on a woman's head, is in any way touched by her finger, she is disqualified. Yeah. Learning to walk properly. Okay, Akagami's got a little statement. I'll cover it real quick. One of the things that make me uncomfortable with kanji compared to hiragana and katakana is the different types of reading. For, like, he gives the symbol for country is kuni, but in Korea it's kankoku. Yeah, because he's learning about onyomi and kunyomi. And you get used to that. You can learn it directly, which I don't recommend, but when you start learning vocabulary words, you don't even have to use kanji. You can just do the pronunciation. But we're saying, okay, but hey, by putting this kanji in it, you can associate two different ways of pronouncing something multiple ways. Your brain gets used to that. So you'd be surprised what your brain can accept into its head. Like, we got different words for dog, you know, because you got different breeds of dog. So yeah, there's a Labrador, a Poodle, whatever. And that's fine. You know, your brain can actually be malleable to that. Just give it time. Get with the kanji. Later on, we're going to learn with pronunciation. When you get to vocabulary, that'll make it it'll actually be easier. All right. So anyway, touch. Let's see what the stroke orders are. Fairly simple. So we do finger, stand or vase, and there's a vase on the woman's head. Ku no ichi. All right, it's easy enough. Let's do Heisig, what he has to say on the mirror. So we got shouldering, foothold, sketch, maneuver. Here we are. Touch, fingers, vase, woman, and nothing there. Let's do it. So let's think of touch. So a modeling lady without your fingers cannot touch the vase that's on the woman's head. Her fingers cannot touch the vase that's balanced on her head. So do fingers. So touch with your fingers. But what do you touch the finger? Maybe you also say it's like they're touching the vase on her head to make sure it doesn't fall off. So do the vase. So there's vase. You know, you can see in some cultures people carrying this stuff on their head, and then we do one. Remember, ku no ichi. That's touch. All right, touch. Next kanji. All right, polish. So here we have a stone, and we'll learn this is like two hands. Two hands. We'll be learning that. So polish. Let's see. Togu, kenkyu, research, study, investigation. Oh, and this way. So polish. A study of something, to sharpen something. So kenkyu is study, research. Kenshu, fourth entry, training, especially in-service training, induction course. Okay, that's interesting. Kenkyu, all right, research. A stone by two hands is polished. So yeah, polishing a stone with two hands. Yeah, and whatnot. Let's see. Let's go with stroke order real quick. So this is 680. Oh, sorry. So, dang, I'm going slow. I need to speed up. So anyway, so do stone, two hands. So do two, then kind of like a measuring box. Again, so there's a peg leg, and there's a straight line. So kind of like with measuring box. And a couple other things. So we're going to learn, so we got to learn two hands. Let's go with Heisig real quick. So here we have is, all right, so sketch, let's see, touch, put up a notice, hang. So here we're going to do is hands, two hands. And we're going to learn with the primitive is just the strokes 2, 3, and 4. The top line's omitted as a primitive. So let's cover that real quick. Control delete. Alright. So we're going to do hands, two hands. One, so think of two. Two hands is obviously two is going to be a part of it. So there's the two of the two hands. Then we need to do the arms. So let's say these would be the almost looks like a temple or an arch or something. Looks like some little arch. And then what they're saying, sometimes you'll see it without. I remember that curve is going to look like this. Don't mistake that for flower though, which is a little different. Okay, curve. That's two hands. All right. Sometimes that top line's omitted, sometimes it's not. It just depends on the kanji. All right, now we're going to do is polish. So this could be kind of obvious. Stone, two hands, so that's an obvious story. Let's write it. Alright, so first thing we want to do is stone. So let's do, there's the cliff. There's the stone blocking the mouth of the, mouth of a entry on a cliff. So there's stone. We want the two hands, being polished with two hands. Polished, a stone being polished with two hands. Alright, there we go. Polish. Polish. Next kanji. And also could be used in research. Okay, so polish them. Now here we see it used in a hands being used in a fiesta. So let's see what we're doing there. That's like I thought there was a little story there, but okay, contraption. So it's tree and fiesta, contraption, which is going to be called commandment. Okay, thou shalt not use that contraption on me. We'll find out. That's yeah. Okay, we'll do it commandment real quick. Then we'll do contraption. Let's look what. See what we have here. So kikai, first entry, a machine, mechanism, an instrument. It's also first entry and third entry. There are two ways of writing kikai. It depends. It's slightly different on whether it's like a precision instrument or just a standard little instrument might be around your house. Let's see. What does stroke order? It's going to be kind of a little different. So do the tree. Once again, as with always with fiesta, is you do the first stroke of fiesta, then you do something underneath it, then you complete fiesta. In this case, stroke, do the two hands without the top stroke, and then finish off fiesta. Alright, so let's see. Here we have is commandment, then we'll do contraption. So let's do it first, commandment, and then we'll do contraption real quick. So commandment actually is this, think of like the Ten Commandments. So Moses was holding in two hands a commandment. He held a fiesta or a party because in his two hands were the commandments of God. All right, the Ten Commandments. Yeah. the two tablets. He held in his two hands the two tablets are the commandments of God. So that's commandments. Now you have is a contraption. So there you want to make sure is a tree, maybe Treebeard. You know, if you think of back to Lord of the Rings, Treebeard was mad about all the trees being used on all the contraptions of Sauron. So let's do this in parts. So there's Treebeard being mad at all the contraptions being designed. So he adds a commandment to Sauron, thou shalt not use my trees to make contraptions. All right, finish it off. All right, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty. Contraption, tree, commandment, or tree, fiesta, two hands. So that could also be like, you know, use a tree. You know, you have a party, a big party. You all use your hands to turn that tree into a contraption, some type of mechanism to get more work done. Maybe an Amish house raising, barn raising party. Next kanji, mold. That's pretty obvious. Got two hands and a saber, using, you know, to actually mold something, create a model or a type of something. Mold. Should be obvious right there. There is something for two hands and a saber as well, but we'll worry about that. So mold, kata. First entry, a model, a type of style or a pattern, a mold. So that's that mold. So that's not mold as in to mold clay. This is mold as to make something to be based on. Genkei, archetype. There, kind of like the mold. Break the mold. Prototype. Yeah, archetype or prototype for the fourth entry. Moke. First entry. Model, a dummy. A marquee. Okay, interesting. 10K. Sounds like a 10K run, but okay. 10K. A type, pattern, archetype. Alright, cool. Two hands and a saber used to mold the dirt to a fixed shape. Fair enough. Mold. Let's look at the stroke order. Fairly pretty simple. Okay, so there's the two hands, there's the saber, and there's the dirt. Molding the dirt into a clay pot or something. Sure. What does Heisig say? This is 680. So here we have commandment. Here we have his contraption. Nose, full kanji for nose. Punish. Ooh. So yeah, cut off the two hands with the saber. Punish mold. Now here you could do punish like he was saying, but best is two hands, saber, and soil like he was saying. It makes for an easier story. Let's see, kanji. Let's see. All right. So again, mold. Use your two hands. Two hands and a saber in order to. So think of the pottery artist. Use two hands and oh god darn it, gosh darn it, screwed that up. Saber. So two hands and the saber to mold dirt into a bowl, or maybe a statue or something. Then dirt. Alrighty, there we are. Mold. Next kanji. In fact, if you want to, if you remember Ghost, think of that scene with Patrick Swayze and oh crap, I forgot her name. Okay, Bruce Willis's ex-wife, Debbie. Wow, I forgot her name. Okay, anyway, life goes on. Mold. Next kanji. Genius. Now this is you'll see this used also in referencing people's age, because this is like they started using this from outside, like years old ability, instead of the more complicated stop with the little march, stop sign, little march. Okay, so it's genius. Now it could be someone who's smart, tensai, years old, cubic shaku, but mainly let's see if you're going to be referencing someone's intelligence or their age. Let's see. Sai no, talent, ability. Sai kaku, ready wit, raising money, a device. And shusai, prodigy. Also you'll hear tensai, which is genius. And also again, this is years old, we'll go into that. Stroke of genius takes such a person takes an extra easy 10 and makes it better with one extra stroke. Yeah. If you see other kanji, they'll say like picture Einstein, or your version of a genius. You want to be maybe Hawking's or whatnot, or Isaac Newton, some type of genius. It's up to you. Let's see, stroke order. 1, 2, and then that little stroke. In fact, this is basically the katakana for O. But we'll cover that when we get to stroke order. In this case, one's own finger. Later on, we're going to learn about the genie in a bottle. The genie. Instead of genius, genie. Genie in a bottle. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, nothing new there. Let's draw this and talk some stories. All right. So again, this is, if you've ever seen O, all right, that's the katakana for O. It's basically the same thing. So we're going to croak, down, and if you noticed on the stroke order, it's not going through. So yeah, and it's a little bit at the bottom here. One little hook at there, and then a little bit at the bottom, right there. Sai, or genius. Now what he was saying is that you're also going to see, and this is in some other stories, you're going to see it as a primitive. 1 slash down. So it's still 3 strokes. But this right here, think of genie. Instead of genius, think of genie in a bottle. Or the genie from Aladdin. Robert Williams' character. Yeah, so that would be genie. And this is genius. Or, let's say, picture Einstein. Or Sherlock Holmes. Or no shit Sherlock. There you go, genius. Yeah, that works too. As a character. Next up. Alright, so here we have tree and genius, lumber. Alright, so tree is good, but it took a genius to realize if you take the tree and make it into lumber, you can build a lot more durable stuff with it. So lumber, tree and genius, so yeah. Or you could be tree beard, genius. So a smart house is they took the Ents, Lord of the Ring Ents, and made them into a house. That would be a vicious way of doing something. Okay, so lumber, log, timber, wood. Okay, zaimoku, lumber or timber. Zairyo, ingredients or materials. Okay, jinzai, a man of talent. Nope, sorry. Ignore that. Oh yeah, jinzai. I guess it's the second word. Man of talent, capable person, talented person. Okay, it's all good. Zai. So, without the tree, it's Sai. On itself, it's Sai. Without the tree, it's Zai. It's all good. Don't worry about that. Lumber is the idea of taking trees from where they're not needed, and a genius makes into lumber to move it where it is needed. Lumber, the wood of geniuses. Okay. I don't think that's my story. It does sound like something I've written, though. Alright, so there we got genius, got property. Here we have his lumber. Nothing new there. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's saying in the book, use it as genie. I don't know. I'll take it as a genius. I'm still cool with that. Lumber. Let's do the strokes. Control delete. All right. So let's remember. Lumber is the tree of geniuses. It is a tree that geniuses take and make into lumber. So tree, and let's do this in 3 different strokes. Tree. All right. That's lumber. Let's see what the strokes are. Yeah, it's got a little hook at the end. Cool. Alrighty. That should be next kanji. How are we doing on time? It's 1:33. So we're about 25 minutes into it. Okay. Now we have suppose. I have the genie, and this was, there's going to be 2 things. There's going to be suppose and existence. So here's be aware of, believe, to feel, suppose. And that's a genie with the child. How do you suppose the child got into the genie bottle? Suppose, to be aware of, believe. Alright, some words it uses. Sonzai. I mix these 2 up. I always have a bad problem mixing these 2 up. So let me say this what it is not. Open link in new tab. Not sonzai, not zai. So this is the son, not the zai. Okay. Sonzai. Okay. Not. Come back here. Hello. Not. There we go. The Rikai-kun was mixing up with my typing. Okay. Sonzai, which is existence or being. Sonzoku, duration, continuation. Okay. Existence, I can see that. Be aware of, to believe or feel. Kizone, it's not popping up, so I don't know. Let's see. Zone boon, to one's heart's content, to as much as one wants. Okay. Whole zone, I guess that goes with feeling. Whole zone, preservation, conservation, storage. Zonjimas, zonjiru, to think, to feel, to consider. So yes, to suppose, to be aware of, to believe. Okay, genie in the bottle, child. Genie in the bottle is discovered by a child, leads him to suppose he would have to do with, what do you suppose to do with 3 wishes? Okay, alright. Let's see, stroke order, real quick. So 1, 2, 3 for genie in the bottle, and then you got the child that's in the genie in the bottle. How do you suppose he he wished his way into that bottle? Maybe he wished the genie to replace the genie's suppose. Let's draw it real quick. Okay, so let's do this all 3 strokes. So we do the genie in the bottle, or then we do the child. How do you suppose that child got in the? How do you suppose that child got in the genie? I got into that bottle. Okay. Can't focus on keywords. Make believe. Keywords connotation. Make believe. Suppose. Okay. Next we gotta have is exist. That's coming up next, I believe. Yeah, here we are. Exist. Let me edit this real quick. Okay. Not that. Right. Sonzai. Not that. Alright. That's kind of cheating because it really is the first 3 strokes. I apologize. It's my bad. Anyway, exist. Alrighty. Zai. Okay, so this is genie and dirt. So exist, outskirts, the suburbs. Interesting. Located in. So aru, which is the Japanese word for existence for non-animate objects. Exist. So it may be a non-animate existing. Okay, here we have zairyu, to stay, remain, reside. Zaimoku, being in, being at home. Okay. We also got zai as in countryside, outskirts. Okay. Sonzai again, which is existence and being. This is mainly where you're going to hear it as sonzai. That's where I see them together. A genie in a bottle living underneath the soil leads to a boring existence. So exists. The genie exists in the bottle, and the bottle exists in the dirt. So that's how again, that's how they're doing. So here exist thinks of exist as in the bottle exists, and where did they find the bottle? Buried in the dirt. But inside the bottle is also dirt. Maybe he was having a farm. He existed in the bottle, so he had to grow his own food. Sure, that could work. Here's the stroke order, 1, 2, 3, in dirt. Genie in a bottle, dirt. Let's see, exist, yep, genie in a bottle, dirt, or soil. Let's draw it. Totally. Okay, easy enough. So exist. The genie existed in the bottle, and he grew his own food with dirt. To keep existing, he grew his own food in dirt inside. Sure. Next, kanji. Grow late. Alright, now this gets a little weird. So at daybreak, the sun rises above the floor. So it's logical that... Actually, that's night break, not daybreak. Sorry, that was a mistake on my part. So when it's growing late, when the sun... And then we're going to find out something called under your arm, tucked under your arm. We'll draw that for you too. So anyway, grow late, night watch, to sit up late. And it's saying right here, of course, but let's see. Sada. I'm not seeing. Okay, yeah, the 6th entry. New, brand new. That's interesting. Fukasu, Fukeru, I don't know those. Let's see. Koshin. I'm not seeing it. Am I missing it? It's not there. Okay, we'll ignore that. Kotetsu, first entry. Change, shake up, reshuffle. Okay. Henko. Change, modification, alteration. That's interesting. But yeah, grow late, night watch, sit up late. Okay. Yeah, those words aren't matching up with the keywords or meanings, but such is life. Let's look at the stroke order real quick. Up here we got 5 more to go. So we do 1 and sun, 1 and sun, and then right here these next 2 strokes, a little curve here, and that little slash down there. That's like tucked under one arm. So as when time grows late, you know, the sun is going down below the sky, going down in the sky. Maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. The sun at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, grows late. You want to pack all your stuff, tuck it on your arm, and go home. All right. So let's see what Hazing says. It's 694. Let's. All right. So here we go. Is some other words that as we go to. So we have from. Let's see. It's fist. Portable. Don't worry about that. Reach out. Suck. Handle. So here we have his arm. I think tucked under the arm. They're saying, yeah, he's saying, yeah, tucked under the arm. So something that's been put under the arm and tucked there, like you tuck your books under your arm. So let's draw that real quick. Control Delete. All right, so tucked under the arm. So do it like, do the little curve there, curve, and then there's a little stick that's like, think of that as the arm, and then that's right there is the item you've tucked under the arm, tucked under the arm. So it even looks like somebody's, like there's the body and there's it holding something under the arm, tucked under the arm. Next thing, length, don't worry about that. History, there's mouth, officer. All right, now here we go. All right, so we have 1 sun, tucked under the arm, things growing late. And this also means to change. Changing from night into day, changing from day into night. That's also where the grow late can become. All right, so let's do that. So let's say when you think of grow late, so think of, there's the ceiling of heaven, there's the sun going down from the ceiling of heaven, and since it's growing late, you want to gather all your stuff and tuck it under your arm to go home. So then we got tuck under the arm. So grow 1 sun, then tucked under the arm, tucked under the arm, and then we are done. Cool. Let's see, next kanji. Here we have is tomodachi. Now these 2 strokes a little different. I think we're learning crotch. So I already learned this one here, which is by one side. Like, you know, keep your friend by your side. So this is tucked under the arm, this is by your side. And then right here we're going to learn is crotch. Okay, so let's see. Next kanji. Well, anyway, that's grow late. That's grow late. Here we have now his friend. This is the tomo of tomodachi, if you've ever heard that. That's a common word you learn in Japanese for friend. Okay, so this is by one side, and here we have his crotch. Alright, so here we have his tomo. Yeah, friend, companion. Let's see. Looks like it's pronounced you, so yuko, friendship, first century. Yujo, friendship, fellowship. All right, cool. Shinyu, close friend, bosom buddy. Yeah. Let's see. This is pretty easy. This is like, imagine, you know, again, you're basically the crotch of your arm, underarm. So it's like your armpit, basically. So the crotches of your arm is your armpit, and so yeah, when you're friends, like you basically put your arms around each other, so your crotches are touching. So your crotches are by each other side. The crotch of your arms are by each other side. In this case, let's go to stroke order. Fairly simple. So here's the stroke order. So now, just as I discussed, because the first stroke of the crotch, we'll be covering that. But in fact, we'll be covering that. So that means it's a vertical stroke, then it's a horizontal stroke, then the vertical stroke, then, because again, the first stroke of crotch is basically horizontal, and then finish off crotch. Here we go. Heisig. Let's see what Heisig. So this is 704. So here we got his grow late, stiff. Now here we have is or again. Now this is the kanji for or again. Mata again. Mata. In this case, we're going to learn crotch. Most people, when saying crotch, I mean actually penis or vagina or something. You know, crotch of your legs. Normally in a lot of these stories, because the visuals are a lot easier to do. In this case, crotch of the arm, because so when he's saying or whatever, he's implying the crotch between your legs. Okay, so this is Oregon. Let's practice that real quick. All right, first thing is like think of the kana for fu. So we're basically doing that, and then we're going to take here. So if you ever notice, like, yeah. So it's the second. It's basically that for walking stick or Gandalf. Instead, we're not doing the little drop. So we're doing there, finishing off. So there is Mata again. We got one person still watching. That's good on him. This is taking a while. Okay, so there we have Oregon. Let's see. So 696. We got a pair, mulberry bush, vessels, safeguard, seas, guy. Could also mean refer to a homosexual. Funny tattoo story about that. Angry. Here we are. Friend. By one side and crotch. All right. Let's. There's no story there, so let's. All right. So here we'll keep the crotch up there. So we'll say that. So remember, we're doing by one side. No, because of this, the first stroke is horizontal. Then that means we're doing the horizontal stroke of by one side. So by one side, and just think of being arm in arm of your best friend. So this is companion. Okay. All right. Somebody's saying there. All right. So this is friend. Friend. Think of a friend. Think of being arm in arm by your side. You know, and the crotches of your arm are almost touching because you're a close companion. You're a close friend. All right. Next kanji. That's easy. So that's the tomo of tomodachi. Okay, now we have his throat. So here we have his finger, and this is wind and crotch, which is going to be learned as missile. We'll cover that because there's a little vulgar story to help you remember missile. Throw. Nageru. Throw something. Toshi. Let's see, that's saying it's an investment. Alrighty. Toka. Now anyway, so this is throw. Some words saying it means to throw something, to discard something, abandon it. Also it means to invest into something. Sell at a loss, give up. So different meanings, whether it has financial involvement or not. So in that case, Toshi that's the financial thing for investment. Toka, fourth entry, throwing down, dropping, airdrop. Okay. Bolto, where is it at? Third entry, a wild pitch in baseball. Bolto. Okay. Here we have fingers are used to fire missiles past opposing batters on a hard throwing pitcher. Okay, that's easy enough. So let's see. This is 706. Let's see what Heisig is bringing up. So here we have we're going to bring up his missile. Now here is wind and crotch. Now if you're doing crotch as in, so near your crotch is your asshole. Alright, so imagine flatulence. So again, you can launch missiles out your crotch, you know, by basically blasting wind, by blasting a missile out of your crotch, by blasting wind out of your crotch, you know, as the propellant. So that's the vulgar way of thinking of the story. What I can do is like, again, when crotcheting arms, I was thinking of like throwing so fast, you know, that you just basically create a wind tornado or something. You know, whenever you see anime, you know, whenever they're throwing something, it's like it creates this massive damage. But anyway, wind and crotch, missile. So think of missile. Think of something being thrown, an object being thrown. Here we have is the actual thing for throw. So yeah, missiles. Let's control delete. So let's think of the first thing is the missile. So we're going to do wind. Wind. There's the trailing part right there. Then below is going to be the crotch. Okay. Oh, let me go. So do the food. So do wind. And get used to it. This is used in a lot of kanji as well. So you kind of get used to drawing this. But yeah, this is missile. Now we're going to do, now we're going to do throw. Throw that missile. You're going to use your finger and throw that missile, or maybe like use a paper airplane. So there's the finger, grabbing the paper and throwing it like a missile. Grabbing the missile and throwing it. There's the missile. And in fact, got some virtual reality games. What you can actually do is like catch bullets and throw it back at people, which I think is kind of cool. Robo Recall. Okay, and there we have is, alright, there we go, missile. Alright, finger, missile, throw, finger, missile, throw. Throw something is basically use your fingers, throw something and turning it into a missile. Turning the object into a missile. Throwing it so hard, yeah. Next kanji. now we have is establishment. Now this means provision, preparation for something. So these are words against the establishment. I was thinking like word missiles. I was thinking of someone protesting against the establishment. He got the bullhorn, you know, and he's like throwing words like missiles against the establishment. That kind of gave it a negative connotation. It's actually a positive connotation, this kanji. But anyway, tokeru, like here we have is, let's see, setsuritsu, establishment, foundation, corporation of a business. So, so maybe in this case, okay, he just established something. So you want the business owner out front with the bullhorn to bring the people to his establishment. So he's got the microphone and he's talking out there and uses these words, spitting it out at very fast words like missiles, using word missiles to get people to come to his establishment, to come to him. So that's probably a better way of thinking about it. Setsubi, equipment, device, facilities. Alrighty, and kensetsu. That's a construction or establishment. Okay, so establishment. So, yeah, writers will use. I don't like that. We'll change that story a little bit. Let's do stroke order. So let's see. I don't think we have to worry about the stroke order. It's pretty simple. So we got throw, drown. Here we have establishment, words, missiles. Nothing new there. Let's do that. So again, the establishment, a new establishment. So you need the owner out front talking to people, maybe with a microphone or a bullhorn. And he needs to do it. He can't just do it politely. He has to basically talk to them as if he's assaulting them with missiles. His words are being used like missiles to get his point across. That his is the best business. His establishment is the best establishment. All right, establishment, word missiles. Next kanji. All right, now we have his branch. Now here we have his ten and crotch. So whenever you ever notice when someone falls through a tree, his crotch hits, you know, every branch, all 10 branches of a tree. It could be something like that, branch. But in this case, branch means tree branch also means to support something, sustain something. So it probably is like on that 10th branch, it finally holds him up. He doesn't fall down. So each one's breaking. Finally, that 10th branch supports him on his crotch. Okay. That's a little visual story there. Let's see. Sasaeru. Let's see. This means to support something. Shiji. Now we want the second entry. Support or maintenance. Shisho. We want... I'm not seeing it. The fifth entry. Obstacle, hindrance, an impediment. Okay. Shiten. Branch store. Okay, yeah. So that's a branch or branching off of something. Could mean support. Could be the same. Or to branch off. There we go. Picture sliding down a branch of a tree. In this case, pine tree, and all the pine tree with needles, and getting a bunch of needles stuck in your crotch. Ouch. Okay, that's another way you can do it. You know, the visual there is easy enough. Let's see. Stroke order is obvious, so let's just read down and find it. So we've got establishment, beat, husk. Here we are, branch. There we go. Needle and crotch, or 10 and crotch, however you want to do it. Okay, branch. So we have, let's do the 10. So we do the crotch. Boom. Okay, branch. We got all 10 branches. Hit your crotch on all 10 branches. Or sliding down the needles in your crotch when you slide down a branch. Branch off. Okay. Also means support and sustain. I think that's the last kanji. I think. Yep. Okay. That took about 43 minutes. That was a little faster. That's good. Alright, cool. So it is right now 5:30 p.m. on my time. Okay, so that is lesson 16. We're about halfway done. So there's about 16 hours worth of kanji lessons being thrown at you. 10 to 16 hours. Probably more closer to 10 hours. And yeah, these lessons, again, they're going to get a little longer. Hopefully no longer than an hour. But that's fine. We're getting to the point where this is the last half of the book. So yeah, again, we're skipping stuff in the book, which is fine. But these go fast because we're approaching the person radical, which that's going to be a few dozen are just going to use primitives we've already learned. So it's just a matter of learning new kanji as opposed to learning a lot of new primitives. Okay. So we got some pretty funny ones here, like missile, because again you got crotch, which you can have all sorts of visuals through there. And it's all good. Okay, so I should be returning tomorrow. So what I'm going to do now, it's an hour, there's 2 hours into the stream. I'm going to switch gears, go into review mode, and start reviewing some material here. So again, if you're here for the kanji, you know, again, go to the next lesson after this, because we're already done here. As part of the stream where I'm just going to do self-study. Let's see, I don't need my writing tablet anymore. Put that out of the way. Okay, there's my writing pen, tablet pen, don't need that. Alrighty, so let's go to next. Review, I'm pretty sure if, let's look at some stuff. Alright, close that out. So let's look at my, alright. So I've been spending about 16 hours or so. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be, oh wow, that's a little different. So let's see, yeah, see right here I'm starting to get like 14 hours. I was reviewing like 14 hours on the, remembering the kanji. So there you go. 16 lessons, 14 hours of video. That's great. Yeah, that's all good. Here's where it looks like I've been missing quite a bit around here. Let's see, incorrect. Not too many, too bad. And it's more spread out in the day now and whatnot. And let's see, only learned 30 things. Really? Oh, okay. I think I know what's happening there. I think what was happening, it was counting when I'm doing my previews. It counts that as an item. That's no big deal. All right, so let's go to groups. But anyway, this is kind of the reason why I feel like, I mean, I'm making a sacrifice here and doing the kanji videos for now, and then but it might be helpful as I again do these kanji, get these out of the way, so I've got those in my head. Then I can go and do the next level, and it'll make it easier for when I'm doing the videos. Because again, I'm taking Heisig's book and I'm teaching these things out of you know, I'm skipping stuff in his books, which can be a little confusing. So maybe this can help alleviate the confusion by me doing these videos again. And you know, again, get some stuff in my head, and then go on and do part 2. Because again, I think the kanji video is going to be the most important thing I do in this entire thing. Vocabulary and grammar. Vocabulary is nice and all. That's okay. Grammar can be important, especially that beginning one, because I can. But you know, again, Chai Kim, he's already done videos for his learning, for his thing. But it's all good. It should be fun when I get there. So anyway, let's start these reviews. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I usually do these like in multiples of 20. So let's start. Boon.
Boon.
Boon. Should be totemo. Totemo.
Totemo.
Totemo. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so that's done. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we're going to do all 20 of these. This is Tai Kim. Dinki o kesu to kuraku naru. Okay, so if you. Let's see. Dinki o kesu to kuraku naru.
電気を消すと暗くなる。
暗くなる。落ちる。落とす落ちる。So we want 落ちる。Now 落とす。
落ちる。
ball 丸。ボール。
ボール。
ボール。自動。
自動。
自動車。面白い。おかしい is also another one. Yeah, funny. おかしい。
おかしい。
おかしい。見る。There's actually 2 meters. That's the means to watch something like a show.
見る。
見る。病気。
病気。
Over there, Asoko.
あそこ、
Asoko. Discount wari. I think of waribiki. Yeah, waribiki.
割引、
Waribiki. Futoru. 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 There.
太る
Futoru. Futoru. Okay. Do the last 10. Mondai.
問題
Mondai. Moshikashite. Moshi.
もし
Moshi. Kesu. Also means to turn off.
消す
Kesu. 何を読んでる教科書を読んでいます。何を読んでる教科書を読んでいます。
何を読んでる
何を読んでる
教科書を読んでいます。
電気。That's battery there. 電気。電気。
電気
電気。暗い。暗い。
暗い
暗い。確か。Certainly. What are we doing? きっと。Okay, so it's きっと。Okay. Really? Why is it saying degrees? That's interesting. きっ
きっ
と。
と
きっと。待ってる。待つ。待つ。And you notice there's a, yeah, we'll learn that soon.
待つ
Matsu. 面白い fun 楽しい yeah, here we are 楽しい
楽しい
to drop 落とす so if you drop something like you drop something in your pocket you realize you dropped it you go 落とした
落とす
落とす alrighty 落ちる落とす okay good those are done. Let's go to the next. But yeah, I am looking forward into getting back into doing those kanji for part 2. And I'll probably be doing about, if I catch up on all these reviews here, I'll be able to, essentially I should be able to do 2 lessons a day. Kind of like I was doing here. In fact, I might purposely do that. Just keep it to 2 lessons a day. Because we only got, I'm on 16, so about, just finished 16, so about 21 lessons. So that's, 21 lessons, so that's about 10 more days at this pace. Yeah, my college starts week after next, so I don't think the college should interfere with my Japanese. It shouldn't anyway. As a matter of tozen. Tozen.
当然
教会 Kyokai. And Akagami, if you've noticed, this is how, again, I just think of the word and then the kanji just happens to be with it. You just start slowly attaching the pronunciation to that kanji. Because you learn a few words with that same kanji and with that same pronunciation. Shatsu. No, wait. Shatsu.
シャツインターネットはとても便利です。
インターネットはとても便利です。インターネットはとても便利です。とても便利です。引き出し。引き出し。
引き出し。
引き出し。
私はセールスを担当しています。
There we go. Oh, yeah. We covered that one kanji here. 私はセールスを担当します。私はセールスを担当しています。担当。I should turn off 理解くん。 大学。
財布は引き出しの中にあります。
Oh, you're a medical student. You study postgrad in college? Holy crap. No, 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 no. I'm not. No, no, I'm going to college, like normal 4-year degree college thing, just for fun. Whatnot. Just taking advantage of my GI Bill that I got from being in the military. U.S. military. Hikidashi.
財布は引き出しの中にあります。
財布は引き出しの中にあります。財布は引き出しの中にあります。
毎朝コーヒーを飲むのが習慣です。
毎朝コーヒーを飲むのは習慣です。飲むのが習慣です。We learned those two today also. Or covered those two. Or we covered Narao yesterday.
娘は今、バイオリンを練習しています。
娘は今、バイオリンを練習しています。練習。娘は今、バイオリンを練習しています。ビデオ。Okay, that's 10. How many we got left? Let's do another 10. Asking what course. I'm taking like trying to get a degree in business. I had a lot of degrees just from my time in the military, like 100 plus credit hours technically. Obviously, colleges don't accept all those credit hours, so I only got like 30 or so credits I need to finish up to get the degree, officially get the degree or whatnot. I'm taking advantage of I'm doing some other things besides that, but yeah. Kisoku.
規則。
担当。全然。習う。
布団を押し入れにしまいました。
布団を押し入れにしまいました。押し入れ is the closet. 布団を押し入れにしまいました。小学生。
これは私個人の意見です。
個人。これは私個人の意見です。当時 should be 当時。should be 方法。いい方法。
方法。
始業。Wow, I forgot about this one. I know what it is. I mean, I'm picturing in my head. I just don't know how to say it. Oh, escape. Let's do Shigio and escape. Shigyo. Oh, am I not seeing it? Oh, okay. Kigyo. Okay.
Kigyo.
I was thinking Shigyo. Kigyo. All right. Kigyo. Fair enough. That's
Kigyo.
Fair enough. That's a legit miss. All right. Kigyo. Kingyo. Kingyo. Kingyo.
Kingyo.
Kingyo. Kingyo. Kingyo. Alrighty. Let's see. That, I think... No, it didn't count as a difficult either. That's interesting. Okay, we'll finish that. That was a 20 from there. I think the next one is we're just going to do 10. What else we got? Alright, so, oh, here we are. Remembering the Kanji, part 2. You know what, I'll do all 30 of these right now. Alright, guard. That's the house glued to the house. Glued to the house. Like already you guard something. Momodu. Imitation. That's the trees at the happy graveyard, or the Kanji graveyard. Or imitation. Plastic. To plant something, you want to plant a tree straight away, or 20 years ago. Wealth, so it's the Fuji-san. And there we go. That's under wealth, keep wealth in your house. Suffering, that's the flowers at the grave, a symbol of suffering. There we go. Draw near, so that's Dr. Strange draws near the house. Okay, there's the dog and can. Wash, so you wash with water before you eat. Or before, yeah. Grass, earliest form of flowers is grass. Leaf, it's a flower and leaves. Leaves and flowers are the generations of the trees. Vague, water at the happy graveyard. Vague because everything's plastic, sure. And happy graveyard, flowers, sun, and dog. Big dog. Next. There we go. Alright, abbreviation. So it's that's the field, and that's Gandalf had a name for each field, so he had to abbreviate them all. And yeah, each farm plot of land. Dog, that's the Inu, so that's the kind of like the drop of a big dog. It's kind of like a Chihuahua. You got a big dog, and a drop is a Chihuahua. So from yeah. Tag, so that's a tree with a hook on it to hang the tag on. Things that is being fished. We also call it the club foot. Jammed in, so that's umbrella with jammed into a umbrella stand. There it is. Yeah. I guess we could call that the umbrella stand. Okay. Escape. That's the turtle shell on the road because the turtle escaped. Dilute. Now that's the seaweed, so that's a big flower and then little water, so that's seaweed. And then that's the profession, so let's do the doctor with the little needle. Don't forget the drop. Parch, so that means dried out, so that's the fire. Goods and trees, or tree nest, or the nest, bird nest. Goods in the trees. Environ, so this is like the borders of something, and that's the road that you guard with the sabers. Savings, there's there's SpongeBob putting savings in his house on a nail in his house. There we go. Copper, that's the metal, so that's the metal that looks the same. All metal. The metal monks is or in this case the one-eyed Jedi. Blind Jedi and One-Eyed Jedi. Okay, next. Here we go. Alright, dispose. That's the throwaway stuff. That's the that's Gandalf and chasing after the all the trash is being blown around the wind. Yeah. That's dispose. So it's a kill. Kill. Fall. Yeah, so that's Gandalf. Let's see. walking on seaweed. So it's seaweed. There's Gandalf being careful not to fall through the seaweed. Just much you fall through the dirt, through the snow. You also don't want to fall through the seaweed. Okay, there's Gandalf, the gray, Gandalf the gray, because there's this. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, talking too much. Pillar. That's the tree, and the. Okay, trees being used to build a pillar. You mark it with the candlesticks or the candle. Yeah, there it is. Transport. What was transport? That's Hakobu. I'm trying to think. Is that the one with the? Yeah. So it's a transport. That means the army chariot. So you do the chariot on the road. It's to transport something. And I was wrong. It's transport as in right there. Transport taking the meaning of butchers. Okay. That's what we want. That's interesting. Why aren't they showing the... Huh. That's weird. Yeah, it's a car and meeting of butchers. Treasure. So that's... That should be in your house. All the jewels are kept in your house, or the treasures are kept in the house. So that should be, yeah, there's the house. There's the jewel. Guidance, that's the white lines are your guidance. No. Guidance is, that's where you keep your eyes glued to the road, follow the guidance. It's different than urging. Okay, so this is this one here. Twig, so that's Gandalf collecting twigs from all the trees in order to make maybe a magical, or items, twigs and items from the tree. I like that better, yeah, so that's Gandalf because that's the walking stick, and collecting twigs from all the Ents in order to make a magical, maybe cast a spell. Urge, so that's the white lines that urge you to stick to the road, especially if there are white lines or birds, because if you run over those, it's going to be a bloody mess. Army, so that's the crown and vehicle, crown marking the vehicle, or the chariots, or basically the old vehicles of the army. King, that's just the, yeah. Remember, one stick, then two. One stick, then two. Okay, that should be it. I think, yeah, that's everything. All right. Okay, we'll go leave that. Alrighty. Okay, what do we got left? And like I said, when you're doing these, remember, do your reviews before you learn new stuff. Always do your reviews before you learn new stuff. Don't follow my example of doing the lesson first, then doing your reviews. It's not the way you want to work it, especially if you're setting aside time, like you're setting aside an hour or 2 hours a day or a half hour a day. You always make sure you get those reviews first. And even if you got reviews left over, you feel, oh, I haven't learned anything new today. Well, technically you kind of did. Even if you learned old stuff, it's still good to do. And again, depending on the time you've set aside, it'll all balance out. It'll definitely start getting into a nice little, like, you can actually do, for every 2 minutes you learn something, you'll have a minute's worth of review. So yeah, you'll review for every minute you review, you'll have 2 minutes left. So if I review for 30 minutes, you'll probably have an hour left to do learning new stuff. And that kind of balances out. Or at least that was what I've been running into. You can review a little faster. There are ways you can speed up your reviewing. Like if you write stuff down, it's going to take longer. If you type stuff out, it's going to take longer. But if you don't do that, just do it all in your head, it goes faster. If you're repeating stuff, it takes a little longer. But I encourage people to repeat stuff. That is kind of important. Let's see. Let me do all of this. Okay. Yo ni suru. Ushiro kara miru yo ni shimashita. Miyo ni shimashita. Miyo. Should be miyo. Miru. Ushiro kara yoku mieru. Okay, よく見えるようにする。見えるよう。Okay. So it's just the full verb. ようにする。ようにしました means to see to it. ように。後ろからもよく見えるようにしました。Okay.
後ろからもよく見えるようにしました。
Okay. 毎日運動するようにする。Okay. 私は毎日運動するようにします。
私は毎日運動するようにする。
Okay. ようになる。Okay. Okay. やっと or finally. 私は日本語を読めるようになった。難しいよ。難しい日本語が読めるようになりました。難しい日本語が読めるようになりました。Oh! Wow! Sorry, I saw something on TV.
難しい日本語が読めるようになりました。
Okay. ようになる。To reach the point of something. 読めるようになった。Okay. 飲めないようになりました。林さんは酒を飲めないになりました。酒が飲めない。林さんは酒を飲めないようになった。
林さんは酒を飲まないようになりました。
ようになる。なっている。It should be なっている。なっている。Because it's like I've reached a point up to it. So, この道は、通えないようになっている。この道は今通れない。この道は今通れないようになっている。
この道は今通れないようになっている。
Okay. This is like いとは、いとが。Make sure this is the one. Yeah, いとは、いとだった。So it's supposed to be いとは、いとことが。いいとことはいいとけど、いいとだったけれど、あの人はいいとはいいとだったけれど、and then some, what is that? 頑固だったね。あの人はいいとはいいとだったけれど、which is a little different than when you do the koto wa, because this is about a person. So いいとはいいとだった。いいとはいいとだったけれど、頑固だったね。
あの人はいい人はいい人だったけれど頑固だったね。
あの人はいい人はいい人だった。あの人はいい人はいい人だったけれど頑固だった。ジャクソンさんは日本語を話せるようになった。日本語が話せるようになった。ジャクソンさんは日本語が話せるようになった。
ジャクソンさんは日本語が話せるようになりました。
see to it. ようになる has came about. It's come about. Let's see. Okay. 私のパートは駅の近くに便利だった。便利ことが家賃が高い。Okay, so here we go. This is a good reminder. 近くで便利ことは Okay, so 便利ことは便利ですがことはことだ。So yeah, so it's like yeah, 便利なことは便利ですが Okay, 私のパートは駅に近くて便利なことは便利ですが家賃がとっても高いです。
私のアパートは駅に近くて便利なことは便利ですが家賃がとても高いです。
My mother-in-law is finding these sentences humorous. Let's see. ようになる。面白さようになった。あなたはこのもうすぐ面白さがわかるようになります。わかるようになりますよ。もうすぐ面白さがわかるようになります。becomes understanding。わかるようになります。わかるようになる。わかるようになる。もうすぐ面白さがわかるようになりますよ。
もうすぐ面白さがわかるようになりますよ。
Let's see, please make sure you come to 8 every morning. Okay. ようにしている。Please make sure. So, 毎朝8時に来るようにする。8時に来るようにしている。毎朝8時に来るようにしてください。OK。毎朝8時に来るようにしてください。
毎朝8時に来るようにしてください。
To make sure something. Okay. Okay, we got 15 left. Yeah, so if you ever notice, like this takes me the longest to do of all the reviews because this is new material for me. Some of it's basic, even though it says it's for basic grammar, it's still new to me. Yeah, it's all good. あの彼女は OK あの彼女は好きことは好きだけどだが結婚しない OK その女の子が好きだったことが好きでしたが結婚はしなかったんですそうだったことは好きだったことはそう好きだったことは好きでしたが結婚はしなかったんです。
その女の子が好きだったことは好きでしたが結婚はしなかったんです。
ことは something が OK 好きだったことは好きだったが OK make sure to improve my grammar 景色ようにする make sure my grades will improve I think that's grades are 景色no成績が良くなるようにした成績良くなるようにした成績が良くなるようにした成績
が良くなるようにした。
ジョンさんは日本語を話すことは話しますが簡単なことしかkind of forgetting how he said that. Let's see. ジョーンズさんは日本語を話すことは話しますが簡単なことしか簡単なことしか言えません。Okay. ジョンさんは日本語を話すことは話しますが簡単なことしか言えません。
ジョーンズさんは日本語を話すことは話しますが簡単なことしか言えません。
ようにする。わからないことに、先生にわからないことを聞くようにする。聞くようにする。OK。わからないことを、No, that's a different one. わからないことは先生に聞くようにしている。Making a habit. So, making a habit means ようにしている。made sure of.
わからないことは先生に聞くようにしている。
何をしている？ステーキにする。OK。あなたは何にしますか？私はステーキにします。 何にしますか？何にしますか？
あなたは何にしますか？私はステーキにします。
何にしますか？岡田さんはアメリカ車にした。has decided にした。岡田さんはアメリカの車にしました。にした。にしました。
岡田さんはアメリカの車にしました。
ようになった。パットさんは私と一緒に話さないようにした。ようになった。話さないよ。話さない。話しない。話さ。doesn't speak with talking anymore. Okay. パットは私と話さないよ。話さない。話さない。Okay. パットは私と話さないようになった。話さないようになった。
パットは私と話さないようになった。
食べないようになった。飲めないようになった。The store is okay. この店は安いものがこの店のものが、この店は品が安いことは安いですが、いいものが、poor quality 良くない。ものがものがよくありません。この店は安いことは安いですが、ものがよくありません。よくない。
この店は安いことは安いですが、ものがよくありません。
安いことは安いだが、don't forget to, you don't want to mix those up of your, if you're doing more formal versus casual, you don't want to mix those two up when you're doing these. Let's see. Okay. As much as possible. Let's see. 話すようにする。日本語を話すようにする。なるべくできるだけ as much as possible できるだけ日本語で話すようにしています。 So that's making a habit. 話すようにできるだけ as much as possible できるだけ日本語で話すようにしている。できるだけ日本語で話すようにしています。
できるだけ日本語で話すようにしています。
Okay, got a question. Akami, got a quick question. Nuke, now that both of us are going to spend time in college, how about the daily stream? Are you going to do it frequently in the morning or noon till the evening? My classes are in the evening, so definitely there will be morning streams, if anything. Alright, and what do we got here? It looks like oh, I don't want to read that. That's a private message. I don't want to bring that up. Okay. Made sure I won't see Yamakawa. Yamakawa 見ないようにした。Yamakawa を見ないようにした。Yamakawa には会わない。Oh, 会わない。Well, it should be instead of, it should be neat. It should be won't see. It should meet. But anyway, okay. Yamakawa には会わないようにした。Okay.
山川には会わないようにした。
Okay, 5 more to go. You can tell these are taking a lot longer, but these are kind of like okay. Boshin Symphony 切符を買ったことは買ったが悪い席があんまり悪い席です。Okay, or 良くない。Probably like Boston Symphony の切符は買えたことは買えましたが大変悪い席でした。 I'm in SEA. Couldn't be able to do the small difference time zone since you're ahead of me by just an hour. Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's away. Yeah, okay, so you might not be able to see a live stream, but that's not too big of a deal. Again, and again, it'd be later in the morning. I don't know. I mean, but this can't be in the evening. Time's not going to work out. And anyway, I've only gone to college. They're hybrid courses, so I'm only going to college on a Monday and a Wednesday. So it's just one class on a Monday, one class on a Wednesday, and then the rest of the day could be any time. So it's not a guarantee I'm going to always be streaming at the same time every day. It might end up that way, to turn it into a habit, but it's not a guarantee. Okay, but Boston said Kipu Kaya, I was able to buy. Oh, I could buy. Okay, there it is. I could buy. Kayeta, kaeru, kayeta. Kayeta koto wa kaemashita ga taihen warui seki deshita.
ボストンシンフォニーの切符は変えたことは変えましたが、大変悪い席でした。
変えましたが、大変悪い席でした。このアパートにしました。このアパートにします。
私はこのアパートにする。
このアパートにする。今日の試験は難しいことは難しいです。難しいがよくできた。ベイビー。今日の試験は難しかったことは難しかったがよくできた。難しかったことは Okay, that makes sense. 難しかった was difficult. 今日の試験は難しかったがよくできた。
今日の試験は難しかったことは難しかったがよくできた。
I don't recall running into it. But yeah, okay. It's probably why I'm having some issues with it. Kazue. Not that one, so the other one. So it's this one.
Kazue.
私の部屋は静かなのでよく勉強している。勉強できた。able to do it. So 勉強できます。Okay, 私はジャンに。No. Yeah, there we go. 私の部屋は静かなのでよく勉強できます。
私の部屋は静かなのでよく勉強できます。
Alright, and that's, 5 lessons there. Good. Okay, we're at 2 hours 40 minutes into the stream. Got one person watching. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's kind of weird how all this stuff slowly evolves. Let's see, is that Daikareshi?
派遣。
Haken. Okay, that's a dispatch or actually like a temporary worker. Haken. Izawa Haken.
伊沢、飲み物早く用意して。
伊沢、飲み物早く用意して。伊沢、飲み物早く用意して。用意、prepare.
A.
I should delete that. There's no reason to learn that. Okay, that was there. Good. But yeah, I started this back in September. It was just me streaming, trying to get me into doing these studies, doing my catch up on my reviews. It had like built up when I was getting lazy and not doing any learning. It evolved into actually me, essentially streaming lessons, which made sense. The nature of stuff is be willing to, adapt to the way nature of something needs to change to the situation has become made realized about how it can be actually more important than expected.
俺セクシー？
俺セクシー？
そりゃ
ですよね。そうですよね。汗。
この度は01をお買い上げいただき誠にありがとうございます。
この度は01をお買い上げいただき誠にありがとうございます。買い上げお買い上げいただき、この度は01のお買い上げいただき誠にありがとうございます。It's a really difficult thing to say. It doesn't flow off the tongue.
セクシー。
セクシー。What is sexy? セクシー。
いない。
いない。いない。
応じる。
応じる。Supposed to do 8 of these. Let's see. So this should be the 6th one. So this should be the 7th one. 応じる response. How do I accept? That was a kanji we learned today too. Went over today. The last one.
誠に。
誠に sincerity. Sincerely indeed. Okay. 1, 2.
いいですか。
はい。Let's see. Okay, do 10 more. はい、待ってました。
いいですか。
待ってました。
お試し期間は
待ってました。はい、待ってます。
悩み事。
悩み事。悩み事。あなたのせいでしょ。悩み事。
パッと。
パッと。Don't quite remember that in the drama.
お試し期間中に破損修理した場合には買い取りになると。ほら、ここに。
お試し期間中は無料じゃないんですか。破損修理。お試し期間中に破損修理した場合には買い取りになると。ほら、ここに。お試し期間中に破損修理した場合には買い取りになると。ほら、ここに。
早いとこ持って帰ってください。
早いとこ。
この度は01。
早いとこ持って帰ってください。早いとこ持って帰ってください。
筋トレする姿がセクシーな彼氏が理想って。
筋トレする姿がセクシー彼氏が理想で。そうだった。OK、筋トレする姿がセクシーな彼氏が理想って。セクシーな彼氏が理想って。人間の場合はそれで汗もかけて。
食品。
食品。新食品。
破損。公安。
さすが副社長公安。
ローン。
70年ローン。Okay, that should do it. Yeah, I got 140 more of those. My mind's kind of out of it. I'm hitting the 3-hour mark. I'm feeling like a headache coming. I'm just not in a good mood today anyway, but I'm feeling my head like I am kind of feeling a little warmer than normal. Head's feeling cloudy now. Let's see, what do we got left? Looks like so this got 60 here and 140 there. Let's see, do 20 and 20. Let's see, got 20 minutes left. Yeah, I think I should be able to do it. Let's do 20 and 20. Alright. Steru. Oh, nageru. To throw. Nageru.
投げる。
マンション。数学。
レシートで買い物の金額を確かめたよ。
レシートで買い物の金額を確かめたよ。レシートで買い物の金額 重要。太陽。should be 太陽。大陽。means重要な。大要な。should be重要。Okay, that was bad. Because I was thinking heavy. I was thinking big instead of heavy. 重要な。大変。重大。重要。
我が社の経営はうまくいっています。
我が社の経営はうまくいっています。我が社の経営はうまくいっています。うまくいっている。うまくいく。Okay, that goes well. うまくいく。うまくいっています。Okay, going smoothly. Well managed. 回す。ネジを回す。左に回すと外れます。回す。計算。数える。数える。この人数えて。数える。数える。磯の数を数えてください。occupation。我が社の経営は経営。法律。Okay. Let's do another 10. And I'll do the 10 of Zetai Kadeshi and I'll call it a day. Okay, Kojin. 私個人の意見です。should be 立つ。So yeah, it sounds the same as stand up, but 立つ。金額。安い。安っぽい。
安っぽい。
I mean, cheap is 安い。安っぽい cheap looking. Okay. 安っぽい。I should have known better. Okay. 利用。should be 利用。This is 昼前。Oh, sorry. 昼前。Yeah, right there. 昼前。
コップが落ちて割れた。
コップが落ちて割れた。割れる。The break. コップが落ちて割れた。落とすと割る。産む。Give birth. 産める。生まれた。生まる is to be born. 産む。Texas 生まれた was born in Texas. 生まる。Let's see. Not 金額。Okay, so it is 会計 should be 会計。 No. It's not Kaikei. Sugo. Go-kei. 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 Now there I was cheating because again I'm looking at fit and plot, so I am cheating by doing that. Go-kei. So I don't know this word, but so that's where I'm seeing sum total. So if I see that, would I know? If I've read it, would I know? So part of me is like, should I really pass it or not?
Go-kei.
Go-kei. Yasupoi. Yasupoi. And I think ultimately, again, I'd rather have 90% of a lot than 100% of a little. So I'm not going to kill myself over that, or beat too much. Motte-kuru, to bring. Motte-kuru. It should be Motte-kuru. Motte-kuru. Alright, so that's I got 10 minutes left. We got 40 of those, so we're almost done. You know, I had gotten down below like 220 something yesterday. Alright, so let's go to groups. And really, when I get to these, I think when I get back to getting this kanji course done, it's going to be a lot faster. Taikhem is not, it's not too difficult either. The one that's going to be a lot of time is the one I'm going over. This one actually is not as many entries in course 9 here, because for matching it up with Taikhem, it just ended up being like not as many sentences. I think it's like 100 or something sentences. The last one, of course, is a little longer. I'm kind of interested. Let me go and look. Yeah, so here it was 600 entries. I forgot how much of that is vocabulary, but and then we had this one. So that was 600 entries. And this is 200 entries. So it's like a third of the size, of it. And then what was the? That's compared to this here, which took a while. And this was like 600, so it's going to be, yeah, that last one's going to take the longest, but that's okay. That's its nature of the beast and how it works out. So yeah, it's going to be, this won't take too long. So yeah, I'll get to the grammar, get to the vocabulary, then do more grammar, more vocabulary, and be done. So yeah, again, I'm just visualizing this being completed by this year. Hopefully, sometime around May or something. It's been like I started this in May of last year. And hopefully by that time I'll be done with the course. Part of it is, again, have some videos done that are finished on that, and yeah, whatnot. And then I can move into essentially start putting together the intermediate series. So that's the plan anyway. Let's see, we got about. I could leave it there. Like I said, my mind is just not into it right now. I feel, it's Zettai Kureshi. This won't take long. Okay.
もちろんご購入する気になられたらいつでも
絶対
もちろんご購入する気になれたらいつでももちろんご購入する気になれたらいつでも
ひ
交通費
払います。だから返品させてください。
払います。だから返品させてください。1週間。
最悪。
詐欺。
こりゃ。
それに関しては7日以内に修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。なんだ。はい。それに関しては7日以内に修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。なんだ。
7日以内には修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。OK、7日以内に修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。I like that.
そうに関しては7日以内に修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。なんだ、はい。
修理費を負担すれば返品に応じます。応じる。
見積書。
見積書。
返品します。
修理費は100万円です。
修理は100万円です。修理は100万円です。返品します。修理費は100万円です。100万円って、
代金。
見積書。代金。1億円です。1億円。All right, and one more. Get that down to that, and we'll be calling it a day for the stream.
どうしたの？何か悩み事？
あなたたちでしょ？どうしたの？何か悩み事？
何してんの？
リーコが設定したんでしょ？筋トレする
姿、セクシー彼氏でしょ？セクシーな彼氏理想？something like that. 何したの？リーコが設定したんでしょ？
これうちのじゃねえよ。
それうちのじゃねえよ。それうちのじゃねえよ。
過ぎてるじゃないですか。
そうですよね。
それはそうですよね。じゃあここご覧ください。それはそうですよね。ではここをご覧ください。See perusal. So like this is another kanji for seeing right there.
これ全然ダメだ。まずいよな。
全然ダメだ。まずいよな。
筋トレ。
A mixture of onyomi and loan word. 筋トレ。
代金が1億円です。
代金は1億円です。1億円？
お試し期間は本日で終了となります。
お試し期間は本日で終了となります。
期間中。
お試し期間中は無料じゃない？
からかう。
からかおう。もうからかうのはやめてください。からかおう。Let's see. Wow, I don't know those kanjis. Karakao. Alright, and that's that's it. Alright, so let's close this out. Let's see. Almost 8 million points now. Not that it matters. You got people who get that in a day if they want to, because I see apparently there's ways you can cheat with this. Not that so points really should not matter. Problem is, of course, they I think what they do is they list users by points. You can list users by the point score, and so these guys are like at the top. They get people following them, even though you really don't need to follow people who are just gaming a system like that. So yeah, so let's see. There's I remember the kanji. Okay, it's all looking good. How many did I do today? 200 events. Okay, but again, I had 2 hours of streaming video for lessons. And since that's me in teaching mode, that is a lot more tiring than it feels a lot more tiring than it is trying to do the studying. Or it could be just as equally tiring, like teaching, because I'm maybe trying to think of stories as opposed to I'm not just reading off what the stories are. I'm trying to think of it myself and demonstrate and talk to it in a way where I'm teaching. Anyway, hopefully. So that's it. That's the 3-hour mark. So this is the stream. Again, got lessons 15 and 16 done for remembering the kanji. I got another again, you're going to be going up to lesson 37, and then from there I'll get back to getting onto the course series, continue with that. When I get to vocabulary, when I get to grammar, I'll probably also do that alongside that, the Thai Kim, at least Thai Kim lesson 1. And same thing with when I do the grammar, I'll get into Thai Kim lesson 1 as well. And I'll try to do that as its own thing, as opposed, because I don't think it's going to matter, because that one's just going to be me. I'm not skipping anything, so it's just me reading it and then giving the example sentences. So I can do that as the second lesson. I'm not going to worry about, like I'm doing with the remembering the kanji, which I felt like it became a need of, instead of doing part 2 lesson as a video and then doing part 1 as a video. It felt the need to just go straight to just finishing up part 1. Grammar, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I can treat them both separately. So I can actually do lessons learning something new in addition to doing videos for doing a formal video later. And I'll do that for part 1 and part 2. And we'll figure out how the videos work after that. It's all good. Anyway, so let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, there's nothing more to do it to it. Let me do a quick refresh, see if any questions popped up. I don't think they did. Okay, let's see. Go here. Did we get a... Come on. Hey, come on. And yeah, no new questions, so... Let's see. Recent learned. Noboru. Honto wa Oni-sama yori zutto zutto ne-san. Pick up something. Okay, yeah, nothing new here. So, okay, that's the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. I think it's just Akagami is the only one watching right now. But if you watch this later, if you enjoyed it, hey, don't forget to like the video. That can help out. Maybe in the future, it'll start helping up a lot once if I start picking up viewership, based on, again, creating this into its own little label. I think what I'll try to do now, my wife should be getting home soon. We'll be having dinner, or preparing for dinner, and yeah, we'll do that. But I do need to start getting these sorted and linked into get the links to the videos, so those are all ready and whatnot. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, wow. And anyway, see you tomorrow. Alrighty, bye bye.